Every headline, every story gives your morning some glory. Stay informed, stay in tune as the day greets new bloom. Good morning.
Good morning. How the heck are you? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Information for you, darling. Today's the 8th. It's August 8th. Can you believe we made it? It's another Friday. TGIF, it's Friday, baby. Woo! Uh-huh. Yeah, this is happening. Oh, good morning headlines with Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just right. I don't know why the feet's jumpy. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're alive. It's a beautiful day in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Morning show you need to know. It's the 7th, can you believe it? Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. This is happening all day long, every day. I can't believe it. Sky will keep you well supplied. Alright. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. And this is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. So if you're watching on any other platform, please check out YouTube, man. It's where all the cool kids are. All the cool kids are in YouTube. Haven't you heard? Haven't you heard that the cool kids are on YouTube? You should know that by now. You should know. Everybody should know that by now. I don't know why my feed is jumpy. I do not know why my equipment has not worked. I am working on it all, but thank you so much for being here. Melissa Sweetser, how the heck are you beautiful? How the heck are you beautiful, Melissa Switzer? Let's go, Devils for life. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. You know, we're going to look at the news today. I am going to the Art Walk of Albuquerque tonight. They have an art walk. I was invited on my first night here. I went to a restaurant. I went to the bar. We thought they had vegan options there, and they did not. But they did have a good happy hour, and ladies talked to me, and we were chatting, and they said, we're going to go to Art Walk next Friday, and you should come too. And then they took my number, and they sent me a thing saying, please come, we'd love to see you. And so I'm going. I'm going tonight to the Art Walk. It should be fun. Yeah, Frankie Berry, it should be cool. Plus, there is this thing called the Albuquerque Rapid Transit, goes right by my house. I could take it's free fast and free buses in Albuquerque. So I'm gonna take a fast and free bus to the Art Walk. I don't know how I'm getting back yet, but we'll have to figure that out yet. We have to figure that later. Lancaster does that with First Friday, which is all about art. Art is life, says Frankie Berry. Well, I have to admit that art is a big part of my life. Thank you for that. I appreciate you so much for being here. As you know, that art walks are pretty much in every city, I think, and they're always a good time. Go and look at art, see the people, be around the humans, you know, get dressed, go out, look at stuff. It's better than anything else going on a Friday night, especially the first Friday, you know, it's good times. I don't usually like going out drinking on Friday nights. That's where people get killed. People always get killed on Fridays. I don't like going out on Fridays, not nights usually. But if for an art walk, I'll do it. I'll do it. Smoking Blondie loves art walks too. Of course you do. Sky, what's funny in your Albuquerque is you're in Albuquerque. Makes me think of Bugs Bunny, you and your blue bunny. Yes. Yeah. I should have took a left at Albuquerque. Yeah, that's what I always think of Bugs Bunny. I always, when I was a kid, I didn't know what Albuquerque was, except that Bugs Bunny should have taken a left at Albuquerque. I should have taken a left at Albuquerque. Evansville, Indiana is going to have a public graffiti wall. What? Chip is here too. I was hanging out I'm acclimating. I don't know. I'm still out of breath. I don't know if you noticed, but when I talk, I'm like, because there's not as much oxygen up here. So I have not completely gotten used to it, but I'm thinking I'm going to start running again soon, and I want to get into Pilates because, I don't know, Pilates, never done it. I hear it's challenging. It'd be kind of cool. That Chip guy, I was at this coffee shop this morning, that Chip guy, and this lady came in and she said something. She said, they try to sneak milk into everything. And she said, I want oat milk. And she was saying that to the barista, and I thought that was kind of nice. I didn't approach, though, because I was just chilling. I was chilling, preparing for the show and stuff at the coffee shop this morning. But I am trying to get we're getting the new studio. Yeah, this is a new studio, but it's not finished yet, as you can see. The backyard is this way. The rest of the house is this way. I keep my skeletons in this closet. This is the closet I keep all the skeletons in. And there's books amassed. Every time I find a book, I'm just going to put it up here. I got too many books, so I'm just starting to put them on the shelf. But, yeah, I don't have my green screen is still on the floor. My camera is here, but doesn't have the mount. I can't find the boom for my mic, so I'm using this little one. It's difficult moving, but today I'm going to try to spend a lot of time figuring that all out. We have graffiti murals all over town here in Lafayette. It's beautiful. I like that people are doing, Pilates and running. Good. Chip, you like that? You like Pilates? I think Pilates is a good thing. I walked by a place in Nob Hill, downtown, Nob Hill, the little area by my house, and I saw that there was a sandwich board out front that said free introductory classes for Pilates, and I'm like, free? That's a great price. I'll take it. And then on the other side of the chat on the board, it said, do you want a side hustle? How about learning how to teach Pilates? And I was like, I think that might be fun. I think that might be fun teaching Pilates. I've never done it before, but why not? Why can't I teach it? I'll learn how to teach it. I think that's we should send Sky background objects. Yeah. Well, you should still do some resistance training. Well, that Chip guy, I do have the bands. I was going to start doing that again, but I'm going to wait until I can actually breathe here. Even when I'm singing, it's very difficult to breathe. It's difficult. But I'm like starting to set up my kitchen. I got some desk line. What do you call them? Shelf liners and drawer liners. So that's happening. It's a process. I'm working on it. Yeah. If it's for free, it's for me. That's my price. Free is my favorite price. If it's for free, I'm going to do it. I don't know if you heard, but Boeing is trying to kill us still. So are you afraid of flying yet? I found this patch that makes me think of Jacket's bunny and says being soft isn't a weakness. And then there's another one that is a bunny that says never let them take you alive. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like them very much. I like that a lot. Never let them take you alive. I like that. Rabbits, I like the Prince of 1,000 Enemies. If they catch you, they'll kill you. But first, they have to catch you. It's from Watership Down. Maybe make a competition and the winner gets their object on the shelf behind you. Send me shit. There, shit, perfect. I also am a victim of Albuquerque crime. I had a porch pirate steal it's 2 packages, 3 items off of my porch. And so today I purchased a $50 delivery box that can lock. So I'm going to put a little delivery box on my porch so that porch pirates don't steal my shit. They stole They stole my weed killer. Can you imagine being a porch pirate? And you steal some dudes, you go and you violate somebody, you steal their stuff off of their porch, and it's weed killer and gardening gloves, and a blue shirt. Yeah, so yeah, already, yeah, for sure. And what's funny, they didn't take any. I had a big package there too. They didn't take that. They just took all the little packages, but there was nothing of value. It's just so stupid. Porch pirates. You're going to hell, porch pirates. Porch pirate. There's nothing. No one ever buys anything valuable. It's always dildos and phone cases, man. That's what most people are buying when they buy shit off of Amazon or get things delivered to their homes. It's dildos and phone cases is mostly what they are doing. Yes, that means they were walking. Probably they were walking by. Yeah, probably. Have you moved to Albuquerque in New Mexico, and for how long? Best of luck with your new home. Yes, I've lived here for about a week, and I'm enjoying it very much. I like it a lot. So far, so good. I don't mind the heat. I like the dry. I'm learning that I need to water my plants more often because it's dry as fuck here. But I love seeing the road runners. I love seeing hearing the cicadas. I'm enjoying it, man. I love the wind. I like it a lot. I'm really enjoying New Mexico. Everyone's really nice here. I'm meeting a lot of people, which I barely ever met anyone when I lived in Southern California. Like, I knew people, but they were all very far away. Here, I can walk everywhere. I walk to my co-op. I walk everywhere. You know, I like it a lot. I like that it's very walkable. The community that I live in inside of Albuquerque is very, very walkable, and I like it very, very much. It was funny. I drove across the river. The bookstore near me sucks, though, which is unfortunate. I was really looking forward to the bookstore here, and I dislike it very much. So I have to drive to my bookstore, which is Books on the Bosque. But at that, it's only about 15 minutes away with a car. And I figure, you know what? Every week I'll just drive to the bookstore. It'll be my thing that I do with my car once a week, you know? Well, I'll just do a car day, and I'll drive around, and I'll go to my Books on the Bosque, and on that side of the river, there's also a place called Vegan Vato, which is like Cali, Mexico. It's like Chicano Mexican food that's obviously vegan Vato in Old Town Albuquerque, which is very beautiful, and it's on the other side of the river from me. So I went to Books on the Bosque and joined a writing club, which is called Shut Up and Write. And you just go and you talk for a couple minutes, and then everyone shuts the fuck up, and you sit there and write for an hour or so, and then they close the shop and you leave. And so I'm hoping I'll meet some writers there. I didn't meet anybody last time because I was late, but I will meet people next time. And I joined 2 book clubs, and I want to get the book clubs on this channel going, so it's exciting to have that happening. I'm excited. Yes, that's good. No one was hurt. I'm glad no one was hurt. Don't dox yourself. Oh, man, what is it with you guys in the doxing? I am not afraid. I am unafraid. I am unafraid of all of these bastards that want to come and get me. Come and get me. You know, remember that beginning of Iron Man when he's like, my address is XYZ, come and get me. I'm like Iron Man. I don't give a shit. Come and get me. No one's coming to get me. No one's coming. Don't dox yourself. It's easy enough for people to figure out where I live. I live in Albuquerque. I live in Nob Hill. It's a nice neighborhood. It's cool. Yeah, anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And this is the #1 news. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We're doing this. I don't know if you heard, but Boeing is trying to kill us.
Scrutiny tonight for Boeing, specifically certain models of its widely used 737 MAX. Federal regulators have ordered nearly 500 737.
Dude, these are the ones that were killing us anyway, the 737 MAX. Do you know how many times I've ridden on a 737 MAX? They're killing us.
737s to be checked for cracks in the fuselage, and ultimately this could apply to about 1,500 planes worldwide.
1,500 planes, man. You're going to die. Don't do it. Don't get into a plane, man. The 737 MAX are dangerous, man. God damn. Your stalker would come running if they said, come get me. I would kill a stalker. I would probably have to kill them.
Boeing was once, but is no longer, the world's top builder of commercial airlines. It's been dogged in recent years by safety concerns and production setbacks. Senior transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve leads us off from Hollywood Burbank Airport. Chris, how concerned should flyers be here?
Very!
Well, the FAA and Boeing say they shouldn't be too concerned because these inspections are being made mandatory for nearly 500.
Don't be concerned. We forced them. We forced them to give us their jets so we can inspect them.
Airliners here in the U.S. Now, this issue was actually found on older previous generation 737s where cracks developed in what's known as a bear strap around the forward galley cabin door. A bear strap reinforces areas around doorways and emergency exits, but over time, the stress of taking...
Bear strap? That's what I used to call my Epic Fury. I used to call it my bear strap. I used to call it my bear strap, and now I call it my Epic Fury. So, you know, names change over time. Crazy Jackdaw in the house! Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop 3 green hearts courage for Crazy Jackdaw. It's almost single-handedly supports this channel. Thank you so much, Crazy Jackdaw. Jackie Boyle in the house. Thank you so much. I knew as soon as I mentioned my bear strap epic fury that was going to happen.
Takeoffs and landings can lead to cracking near door corners. Boeing says it first warned airlines about this issue in the MAX in 2024. The FAA order sets a timeline for mandatory inspections to catch cracks before they become a safety issue. But so far, Boeing says there have been no cracks found in any MAX jets specifically. Boeing says it is working on a manufacturing fix for future aircraft. Matt?
Man, we're looking for a fix on the bear strap. That sounds like something that a ne'er-do-well mechanic would say to you. You know, I think there's something wrong with my car. It makes a jigga 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 sound, and they go, I think it has something to do with your bear strap. Oh, really? I didn't know what the bear strap was. It's in your flux capacitor in your jingleberry. Dang it. Yeah, that's part of your transmission. Oh, that's a word I know. My bear strap in my flux capacitor and the jingleberry is missing. Yeah, it's faulty. There's some cracks in it. We're mandatorily replacing them right now. Thank you so much for being here. You're great. Good thing you're strapping. Man, I'm strapping every day. I never not strap. I'm strapped. Strapped, baby.
We begin with breaking news, though. Senator Mitch McConnell says he's at home after being released from rehab. The Kentucky Republican discharged earlier today and will continue to recover in his own state. This comes almost...
He's alive! He's alive! Mitch McConnell is still alive, everybody. Aren't you happy? I mean, I know all of you Democrats were trying to say that he was dead. All you Democrats saying he was dead. He's not dead. Mitch McConnell's alive and kicking. He's alive or kicking. And kicking? Yeah, pics or it didn't happen. I don't know. Remember they released the pics of him hanging out at the hospital looking jolly. He looked like they reversed the aging process on old Mitch McConnell. Looking great.
2 months after the 84-year-old was hospitalized following that fall and mild case of pneumonia. Let's bring in our Stephen Portnoy. He's tracking the breaking news. There's been a lot of speculation about McConnell's health. What more do we know?
We know, Kira, that he's been released from a rehabilitation facility. His office has released a statement from the 84-year-old, 7-term Kentucky senator, former Republican leader, the longest-serving party leader in Senate history.
Longest-serving party leader in Senate history. Oh, Lord. What was he in rehab for? He was in the rehab facility. What do you think of fentanyl addiction? What was he in rehab
McConnell says
for?
in his statement that on the advice of his doctors, he'll maintain an intensive regimen of physical therapy from home during the state work period. That's the formal term, refers to the August recess. He says he'll continue to engage with his staff and colleagues on important Senate business. But what's important to point out here is that it's been nearly 2 months since Senate colleagues last saw Mitch McConnell. He was hospitalized on June 14th for reasons that were not initially disclosed. About a month later, on July 12th, his office said that he was hospitalized because of a fall that left him briefly unconscious. He also said he had to deal with a mild case of pneumonia. Now we are being told that...
I mean, you saw that picture. He looks healthier than Chip Guy. He looks healthier than that Chip Guy. Look at this guy. His wife, she reversed the aging process too. Where did they go? The Lazarus Pit and Batman? Where did they go? How did they get younger? Did they come back evil? They went into the Lazarus Pit and they came back evil.
Being told that
Or maybe if you put Mitch McConnell, since he's already evil, if you put Mitch McConnell into the Lazarus Pit, does he become good? Because in Batman, they put you in the Lazarus Pit, you come back to life, but you come back evil. It's like the Pet Cemetery. They put Mitch McConnell in the Pet Cemetery, and he came back good. Maybe he's going to come back a nice guy.
84-year-old senator has been released from rehab.
He's going to be like, I think that we should let Merrick Garland be Supreme Court Justice.
And will continue recovering at home.
So do we have any idea whether we'll see the senator voting?
We don't know, Kira. The statement only says that he'll continue his recovery.
We don't know. Meaning, no. He's not going to vote for shit. Maybe he's going to vote for the... When are we going to vote for him? What's he going to do? What's he going to do, poor old Mitch McConnell? Leave him alone. He's like Britney Spears. Leave Britney alone. Leave Mitch alone.
I'm New York! Go New York! Go New York! Oh yeah, man! It's a big Knicks fan! Go New York! Go Knicks!
Oh, this guy's screaming and yelling. It looks like Zoran Mamdani got booed off a stage.
Thank you.
It's so funny. They're saying he got booed off the stage, but it looks like he just came out for like a 30-second. They're saying he got booed off the stage in under a minute. But it looks like he basically just said some shit for 15 seconds. He's like, "Oh, welcome everybody! Thank you everybody for being here." Blah 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 blah. Later. It's like politicians do that sometimes. They don't. They just come out and they're like, "Yo, what up, y'all? I'm a politician. Hope everything is good, y'all. Hope everything loving the fast and free buses, son. Let's go." And then he's out. Did he seem like he got booed off the stage? Did anyone think he got booed off? 1 week weirdo booing. Yeah, like Fox News is saying he got booed off the stage on under a minute. This is the Washington Post. The New York Post. This is the New York Post. And he's like, oh yeah, booed off. Look at Mom Donnie booed off stage in under a minute at NYPD event. He was not booed off the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some more dancing?
Yeah, that's it. Some people are cheering, some people are booing. That's normal.
Oh, no, we're not. We got first. Son of a boy. You want to see who's going to win?
So one person's booing. Okay. He couldn't even hear the boo. He probably heard it, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody boos Donald Trump, too. You think Donald Trump doesn't hear it? He flips people off and shit. At least he wasn't such a loser. He didn't flip somebody off. At least they're not screaming pedophile protector at Zoran Mamdani. I mean, seriously, if you're Donald Trump right now and they're screaming pedophile protector at you, I feel like that's a bit more damning than just one weirdo going, "Boo! Get out of here. I don't like you." I mean, it's your constitutional right to boo every politician. I think every politician deserves to be booed. Every politician. You're not supposed to have favorite politicians. Like, who's this loser right here? Laffy Life. This Laffy Life loser. Loser Life. He loves politicians, man. Boo politicians. It's fine to boo politicians. It's good. It's good. It's part of the democratic process, everybody. Boo a politician. In fact, if you ever see a politician that you know who they are, stop and say something at them. One time, a politician, I saw him in the park. His name was Dickie Bell, and he voted for mandatory transvaginal ultrasounds in the state of Virginia. And so when I saw him filming like some kind of thing in the park, I stopped running. I was running, and I said, "Hey, Dickie Bell, you don't represent me. Stop with your state rape bullshit. Stop raping women." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not going to let these guys off the hook. You just fuck those guys. They're making decisions for your life. You're supposed to be booing politicians." You know what I'm saying? MAGA morons are dying off. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. I don't think they're dying off yet. Nazis die hard, man. It's hard to get all the Nazis out of the world. I mean, we keep on trying, but the liberals keep on like, let's hear them out one more time. Let's hear out the Nazis one more time. I mean, maybe they've got some good ideas this time around, these damn liberals. Maybe capitalism will work if we just put really strong guardrails on it. Maybe it'll work, and maybe that will happen, yeah. Down with Donald J. Trump. Trump is a puppet. Well, we know that. Yeah, for sure. I told one on FB about how we should put cameras in their homes so we can watch them like they want for us. Yeah, that's exactly right. We should put cameras on the politicians. We should all be able to access their text messaging as well. I mean, after all, they work for us. They want to access all of our text messaging. They want to access all of our everything that we do online. Well, I want to know what kind of porn Lindsey Graham was watching. I want to know what kind of porn Donald Trump watches, because you know that guy consumes a lot of porn. That dude is on his phone all day long. You know he's looking at something. He's probably looking at gay porn. He's probably looking at hard dicks. I mean, come on, Donald Trump, definitely hard dicks. Look at this one. He's all man. This one's bigger than Arnold Palmer's. Oh, maybe he's looking at CSAM. Maybe he is looking at CSAM. He's probably looking at CSAM. I think they call it now. You're not allowed to say what it really is. It's CSAM. We got a new acronym, a new acronym for it. Trump got a burner phone. Probably does have a burner phone for all the nasty stuff he does. You're probably right. He's got that little blonde that follows him around too, and he's like, "Hey, honey, Make sure you post a picture of me as Jesus. Jesus, I want a picture of me as Jesus, healing the poor, healing the sick. That's what I want to do. I'm a healer. I'm a doctor. I'm a Jesus. I am a Jesus. I'm a doctor. I love posting pictures of myself as a Jesus doctor. Jesus doctor, just like Joseph Goebbels. Look, here's Joseph Goebbels. And I forget what this guy's name is.
U.S. President
Stephen Miller. And who's this fucker?
Donald Trump has said he will once again attempt to limit the number of people born in the U.S.
Oh, there you got Lutnick right here. So here you go. Lutnick was best friends, along with Donald Trump, with Jeffrey Epstein. Both of these guys spent a lot of time with Jeffrey Epstein. These two guys. Also, Howard Lutnick owns Tethercoin, the #1 U.S. dollar tethered stable coin, so that he can make counterfeit dollar bills so that drug dealers can trade them anonymously. And this guy, he owned USD1, which is the same idea. He just copied him. So these two guys control billions of dollars of counterfeit currency in the United States. Isn't that cool that these two guys do it? Howard Lutnick and Donald J. Trump. Isn't that exciting? I love that we know that, at least, right? That they own the two biggest stable coins, and they make money every time a drug dealer makes a deal. Isn't that great that these two guys, they're the rake on fraud, waste, and abuse. They're the rake.
Citizens. His first attempt at limiting birthright citizenship was rejected by the Supreme Court back in June. His comments on Thursday were a sign that he's ready to try again.
We had a very unfortunate decision in the Supreme Court concerning birthright. It was close, but a very, very unfortunate decision. So we're making adjustments because it's very unfair.
Why didn't Biden do anything? Maybe because he was an old, stupid man who also had friends that were friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe that's why. Maybe because Joseph Biden was just as guilty as most of these guys. Maybe not as guilty as Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump, and I don't think that Joe Biden was co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein, but Donald Trump 100% was. So, but the fact that Biden didn't do enough, well, three things. One, there was no political win for him to do so. He had no motivation to do it. Two, he was sleepy and stupid and do nothing. He was just a placeholder president. Nobody wanted him there, and he knew that. He was just a piece of shit, just steady hand on the rudder. And three, his donors were also part of the Epstein class. What the fuck? Why didn't Biden do it? Because why would he? Why would Biden do it? Is a better question. Biden would never out all of the Epstein people. He would never do it. Why would he? He has nothing to gain and everything to lose. Why would he bother? Huh? What Biden though? What about Biden? Fucking idiots. Biden though. There's Biden though.
Trump said he was signing 2 executive actions on immigration, one limiting the number of people eligible for U.S. citizenship after being born in the United States, and another focused on stopping people from coming to the U.S. to give birth. A written executive order released on Thursday was narrower in scope than the previous one shot down by the Supreme Court, focusing instead on restricting automatic citizenship to specific categories of people, including children born to adults with connections to foreign embassies or organizations.
The biggest, most in-depth operation in law enforcement history. You're a fucking moron. Look, first of all, law enforcement did do shit, you dumb piece of garbage. Actually, the press, because what happened was law enforcement didn't want to do anything, so that all the victims started going to the press, and the press started doing it, and eventually they opened back up certain things, and they tried to try Epstein in New York instead of Palm Beach, and then all of a sudden he ends up dead. What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink. Yeah, biggest, most in-depth operation in law enforcement. You're a moron. You're too stupid to be here. You should go. You're too stupid to be here. You're too stupid. You're too stupid to be here. I'm sorry. Go away. You're too dumb. You're illiterate and stupid.
Nations, as well as anyone considered an alien enemy of the United States. Birthright citizenship has become a key rallying point in the president's second-term anti-immigration agenda, with the president painting it as a widespread problem and supporters arguing it makes the country a magnet for immigration, and that American citizenship should be reserved for those who truly value it, as opposed to just being given to anyone born there.
Anyone born there? No, only white people, people who truly want to be citizens of this country. Only they would be allowed to. God, this shit, man. Donald Trump, full on fucking Nazi mode, man. Full Nazi mode. Doesn't want you to become a citizen if you're born here because, well, you might be Jewish or you might be black or you might be gay or whatever. So he wants you to earn your citizenship. It's not birthright anymore. He wants you to earn it. Who gets to decide? Who gets to decide what it looks like to earn it? Donald J. Trump and his Christian nationalist friends. Awesome. Only Christians can be citizens now. Wonderful. That's sweet. I hope you all get baptized. You have to go get baptized in order to be it. Yeah, another shit on the Constitution. He hates the Constitution. The people who love Donald Trump hate the Constitution. They hate it. They hate it unless Donald Trump is pleading the fifth, like every time they ask him about Jeffrey Epstein. I plead the fifth. I don't know anything about that. I plead in the fifth. And then this motherfucker turns around and says only guilty people plead the fifth when he and Kashyap Patel both pled the fifth when it came to Jeffrey Epstein. If only guilty people plead the fifth, then why every time they ask you about Jeffrey Epstein do you plead the fifth? Ding dang do. What a ding dang do. What a bell's end. What a fool you think we all are. That you could just plead the fifth. No, Fauci can't plead the fifth. But Donald Trump can plead the fifth.
The idea that people come here, pretend to be a tourist, pretend to be a visitor, saying they want to go to Disneyland, they want to go visit a monument or go to a national park, but the real reason they're here is to...
Exactly on the run, exactly. If you don't like it, leave it. If you support Donald Trump, you hate America. That is the plain and simple fact. That's the plain and simple truth of it all. If you love dictators and octogenarian weirdos who buy and sell your 12-year-old girls, move to Saudi Arabia. Move to Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Move to if you don't like the Middle East, that's okay. You want to be over here? That's all right. Go to Bukele-controlled El Salvador. He's got a dictatorship going on. You're gonna love it. You could lick his boots. You are un-American. The most anti-American thing you can possibly be on August 7th, 2026. Is pro-Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a wannabe dictator, a wannabe Hitler. He is a piece of shit. His own people have all said the same thing, but for some reason, you just keep on wanting to lick those stinky, marinating old man balls that sit there and soak in his own juices in that diaper of his. You just love it. You love smelling those nuts. You love smelling those nuts of Donald Trump. It's really gross, dude. You should go to Saudi Arabia. They got smelly nuts you can lick. Go where they got kings, man. Go to Qatar. Go to Oman. Go to Iran. Go to Israel. You got a bunch of people you can go and blow. Man, what are you doing here? Go. You clearly hate America. You hate America. You got Trump delusion syndrome, bro. You got something wrong in your brainiac, bruz. Something's wrong with you, son.
Have a child.
Trump said he thought his latest actions would be constitutional, and his drive to reopen the question...
Immunity. Well, Kashyap Patel had immunity, and so does Donald Trump, and they both plead the fifth. And for some reason, they are unable to compel Donald Trump or Kashyap Patel to answer the questions. Why? Because the Constitution gets in the way. If you can't find the evidence, well, they can't be compelled to answer the questions, even though they have immunity. Donald Trump and Kashyap Patel both have immunity, and neither are answering questions. So, Fauci, though. Oh, what about Fauci? If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, you dumb garbage human. Look, man, the Constitution exists for a reason. It's to protect you. But guess what? It's not going to protect you. It only protects them. It protects the powerful and the rich. So if you're Donald Trump or Kashyap Patel or fucking Fauci, you can plead the fifth all day. But if you're just a little piddly worm-faced America squirming between heaven and earth, they're not going to let you plead the fifth. They're going to tell you to fucking fuck yourself. They'll put you in jail for 2 years while you're awaiting trial. That's what they do. There's people sitting over in Rikers, presumed innocent until proven guilty, who have never seen trial. They've been there for 2 years, man. The average person who goes to jail at Rikers sits there as an innocent human for a year. And that's what's going to happen to you. You start trying to plead the fifth. Keep trying. Keep trying to plead the fifth, silly Americans. That's not for you. That's for these guys. People like Donald Trump, he can plead the fifth. This fucking guy, this dough-faced piece of shit, this fucking octogenarian shit-smelling piece of garbage, this old con man at the end of his rope, this old con man with one more game, this New York con man selling broken Rolexes on Times Square, coming up to your door, knocking on it and saying, hey, you want to buy some watches? That's what this guy is, an old real estate con man, and you guys just love him. Like and subscribe if you're a political orphan in this country.
Reflected the administration's zeal to restrict who becomes an American. But it was not immediately clear how successful the president's most recent attempt to restrict birthright citizenship would be.
Restrict this first. Why not?
I make no excuse.
Why not? Why not? Why not restrict first birthright citizenship? It's not going to affect me none. I'm a white man. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Who cares about justice and freedom anymore, right? We don't care about freedom, justice, liberty, or any of that good shit you're supposed to believe in as an American. We don't believe that shit anymore. What we like to do now is to ration rights. You only get rights if you're white, Christian, rich, white. If you're black and you're rich, you can get some rights too, but you got to be rich first, basically. You got to be part of that echelon, you know what I mean? Like Scott Bessent is gay, but they don't ever mention it because he's rich as fuck. He's a billionaire. So they never mention it. They never mention that Scott Bessent's gay. Poor Marco Rubio, man, he's not allowed to be out of the closet because he's not quite as rich as Scott Bessent. There's certainly like a Mendoza line right there, right? You got, I think it's $1 billion, $999,999,000.99. That allows you to be out of the closet with the Trump administration. Other than that, you're persona non grata if you're anything other than a white Christian heterosexual male.
Republican 8th Congressional District candidate Amir Hassan, who was backed by President Trump, lost to his opponent, Tom Smith, who dropped out of the race last month.
What?
35's Zane O'Meara spoke with a local county clerk about what could happen next in this race come November.
Donald Trump's people are dropping like flies, man. You maggers, run, magger, run! Run, magger, run! They're coming for you, maggers!
Votes are being certified right now here in Genesee County.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait till all you maggers. It's going to be so great when all you guys are like, I never supported him. It wasn't me. And people are like, where did all those 75 million people that voted for Donald Trump, where'd they all go? Wasn't me. Not me. No, I didn't do it. No, not me. I can't wait. Like all the people who voted for Hitler, they'll be like, oh, well, it wasn't me. We didn't know how bad he was going to get. We didn't know. It wasn't us.
But one of the biggest surprises of this election is already clear. Tom Smith appears to have won the Republican primary for Michigan's 8th Congressional District after he...
Yeah, I always drop that hard R for Magger. Run, Magger! Run, Magger! Run! Run, Magger!
suspended his campaign.
They're all gonna run. They all scramble. They all scramble like roaches when you turn on the lights. These fucking fascists, man. They all start running. Then they find the fascists down in a spider hole, just like they did Saddam Hussein, just like they did Adolf Hitler. They always find the guys in the bottom of some bunker somewhere with a bullet in their heads, or hiding in a corner. Waiting for death, waiting for the Grim Reaper. And guess what? That knock comes on the door and they realize all their friends where have they all gone? They've scattered like roaches. All these maggers in my chat. No, but we love him so much. He's my favorite politician. Why don't you love my favorite? He's my favorite politician. He's my favorite. I love him so much. He's just the bee's knees.
Once these results are certified, anyone who has won the primary election, their name will automatically appear on their November ballots.
As election officials work to certify Tuesday's ballots, this unusual outcome is turning heads.
This is a unique circumstance that we don't see very often.
Tom Smith is the projected winner of the Republican primary for Michigan's 8th Congressional District, getting about 50% of the vote. But in July, Smith had suspended his campaign and endorsed fellow candidate Al Lemo.
It is something that's fairly rare because generally when somebody suspends their campaign, it's because they've got data internally that shows that there's not a path for victory.
Dwarven Jesus, anyone who doesn't think that Donald Trump and Adolf Hitler share remarkable similarities is either an ignorant imbecile or a moral imbecile or complicit. It is not Godwin's law. It's simply a fact that Donald Trump and MAGA are the fascist party of America. There's no way around it, man. I'd like to compare him to the Ba'athist party because I think that would be a more fair comparison. but nobody knows what the fuck that is because everyone in America is so goddamn stupid. But there's lots of examples. I mean, you have the Franco-fascists. You've got lots of fascistic examples, authoritarian examples. You know, Hitler's the go-to because not because of Godwin's Law, but because of how stupid most Americans are. Because if you make a reference to like Bukele, when I was talking about Bukele earlier, everybody glazed over because no one knows who the fuck I'm talking about because America is full of morons. I'm sorry, everybody. Everyone who's not a Sky City rebel is a moron.
For them. They are still legally on the ballot. They're still legally a candidate. They've just verbalized that they're no longer campaigning.
Smith also defeated Trump-endorsed candidate Amir Hassan, who came in second with about 33% of the vote.
We don't make excuses. We see the obstacle and we figure out a way to overcome it. And this is no different.
Hassan posting this video to his campaign page on Facebook, calling the primary a tough race.
To all the winners yesterday, congratulations. I'm very excited for the top of our ticket. And we will get out and vote.
While it's unclear if Smith will expedite a return to the campaign trail, political science expert Paul Rosicki suspects he will accept the win, facing Democratic incumbent Kristen McDonald-Rivet in November.
I think it's to suggest that at least more than a few voters just pay casual attention to voting and see a name that they recognize, Smith, and they go for it, in spite of the fact he dropped out.
I reached out to
He's dropped out, he'll still win because people are stupid. That's what he just said. People are so stupid, they'll just see, oh, I like that name Smith, and even though he's not actually running, I'll vote for him anyway because, hey, I'm a stupid American. I can't stand myself. I'm too dumb.
Right, now to this. As immigration arrests hit an all-time high, there's new pushback from the airlines. That concerned ICE operating at airports could put employees and passengers at risk. Chris Van Cleve joins us now from Los Angeles with more on this. Chris, good morning. What's the pushback?
Well, good morning, Errol. The airlines have met with the Department of Homeland Security. They described the conversations as constructive and ongoing, but basically they want to see enforcement happen either at the TSA checkpoint or before security so that employees and other passengers aren't put in the middle.
We're all going to die on airplanes in this country. They don't want us traveling. Sometimes I think this is just a psyop, right? Like they just want us to be so afraid to fly now. That's why they're putting ICE agents in the airports, why they're having these recalls on all these airplanes, why they have the TSA being in Project 2025 describing how they want to deunionize and break up the TSA. I mean, this is something that we've been dealing with for a long time in America, but it's just getting to the point where it's getting too scary for people to travel, and that's exactly what the fascists do. They want to make it so you don't want to travel. They want to make it so it's really hard to travel. Show me your papers. You must have a new form of identification if you want to go to visit your mother on Thanksgiving. Fuck Trump supporters. They pussies who run when confronted. They need a group to be tough. Alone, they a bitch. Well, yeah, like all bullies and rapists. That's always how they are. Bullies and rapists, they're always tough when they got people cheering them on or, you know, they're real tough guys then. But when they're alone, they're little bitches. Yeah, you're totally right about that. They're used to beating up on people that don't fight back. That's why I say you got to punch a Nazi in the nose the second you see one. You got to bop that little fucker right on the head, you know? Pick him up, bop him on the head. Like Peter Cottontail. You got to pick him up and bop him on the head. That's all you got to do, man. You pop them in the nose and they start crying like victims, just like the Cowardly Lion, you know? He goes, I'm gonna pulverize you. Hey, I'm gonna get you. And then Dorothy just has to boop him on the nose and he turns into a puddle. Oh, what'd you go and do that for? I'm a victim. That's what Donald Trump does. He plays victim. That's all he does is say, everyone treats me very unfairly, very unfairly. Nobody treats me fairly. Poor me. I get all this money for free. Everybody gives me money, and yet now I'm treated very unfairly, very, very unfairly. Poor me. Poor little old me. It's got to be so sad for me, so sad. Yeah, he cries all the time. But he'll beat up on women, children, anybody with less power than him. But the second once someone boops him on the nose, he starts crying like a little baby. Oh, Dorothy.
Immigration arrests. Airline industry insiders tell CBS News they're growing increasingly concerned about ICE arrests like this.
Look at these guys. I mean, you telling me this isn't the Gestapo? This is not the Gestapo? This isn't the Gestapo. You're not trying to tell me this is the Gestapo, right? These guys marching through with flak jackets on. They're not the Gestapo, right? No, that's totally different. Totally different. You're crazy if you call these guys the Gestapo.
ICE arrests like this one, where Chantel Morales Rojas was escorted off a jet bridge while boarding a flight at Denver's airport late last month.
ICE is here, help us!
DHS says she overstayed her visa, but her lawyer says Rojas was legally allowed to work in the U.S. and was freed from ICE detention last week. Sources tell CBS News.
Oh, so they arrested her for nothing? They took hold of her and put her in jail for nothing, and then they cut her loose because they had put her under false arrest? That's nothing like the Gestapo. That has nothing to do. It's not the Gestapo, guys. It's not the Gestapo. These guys dressed in all black, marching with guns, where we're just trying to be normal humans and try to visit our moms on Thanksgiving. We're all just trying to travel and exercise our human right of autonomy and movement. Man.
Appears to have increased its focus on airport enforcement in recent months. The TSA has been sharing more information about non-citizen travelers with ICE, including immigrants who lack criminal records but are suspected of civil violations like overstaying their visas. One industry official says dozens of ICE arrests are happening at airports every day, including in the gate area and occasionally on a jet bridge or on a plane at the gate. As recently as Wednesday, ICE arrested a person in a Southwest gate area. Airlines also...
Man. How is that not the Gestapo? Where are your papers? What? You are moving through the country? We must have your papers right now. We have ways of making you talk. Wir werden dich durch den Stern schießen. Wir werden dich durch den Stern schießen. Ach du lieber Guter. You know, this is what the fall looked like when Germany fell to Nazi control. This is what it looked like. And then they declare emergency. And then everybody but the Social Democrats votes to give Donald Trump the power of the Führer. Well, we need to dismantle our democracy because this guy needs more power because of he needs to pass laws without Congress all of a sudden. That's what he needs. He needs to amend the Constitution without the approval of Congress. That's what we need. That's what he's asking for. That's what Donald Trump is doing already with his stupid executive orders. He's trying to circumvent the goddamn Congress, which is exactly what your friend Hitler did. That's exactly what he did. It was called the Enablement Act. That's what happened. Hey, Crazy Jackdaw, thank you so much. You're a scholar and a gentlewoman. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Can I get some jubilation in the chat for Crazy Jackdaw? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. My mail-in ballot I get in the mail is because I sign up at the DMV. They register people to vote. You know, the people who hand out real IDs, photo IDs, driver's license, and they know the difference. It's true. They do know the difference. They do know the difference. That's right. But you can't vote with a real ID in Trump's America. He wants you to get a special, uber special ID, not a real ID. He wants you to get a different ID. He wants you to get another extra ID. So you'll be walking around with 6 IDs. I got my passport card. I got my driver's license. I got my voter ID card. I got my Christian nationalist card. I've got my Trump supporter card to show everybody I'm a good one. I support Donald Trump. I'm gonna wear a little armband that says Trump on it, so when I walk around, everyone knows that I'm the good guy. I'm gonna wear a little red hat. It's all gonna be up above board. It's gonna be wonderful. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Like and subscribe if you can't wait to carry around all your papers, please. You have to organize your papers. Sie müssen ihre Papiere in Ordnung haben. Get your papers in order, everybody. It's time. It's time.
Worry about disruptions to their operations. Now, in a statement to CBS News, the Department of Homeland...
I love that the airlines are blasting the president now. They're like, this motherfucker. You know, we're just here trying to make a buck, and this asshole is making it afraid for people to travel. Because if you're a brown person traveling in America, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen, if you're here legally, it don't matter none. They're going to throw you in jail. You go to an airport, they're just going to throw you in jail. It's the new Home Depot. You go there, they're just going to throw you in jail. And then later on, if you get a good lawyer, they'll cut you loose. But you'll go in jail for a little while.
Package you didn't order. Kara Kenny with
You're not getting where you want to go.
The team is digging into how the scam works and why a newer version is now causing concern. Here's how the scam works. You get a package in the mail. It has your name on it, but when you open it, it's empty inside, or it has random things in it like toys or clothing. This is the package Teresa Lloyd of Evansville got in the mail. It had her...
A new scam. I want to know, because I love this. We want to know what kind of scams. I need Americans to be more savvy when it comes to scams. I mean, we literally have most Americans didn't vote for Donald Trump ever, but most of the voting Americans voted for Donald Trump. By 1.5% he won. So that's like a third of the country voted for this piece of shit because they don't know they're being scammed. I need Americans to get more savvy when it comes to scams. So let's see what this scam's all about.
Her name and her address on it.
I should have been smart enough not to open it, but people order a lot of things, and sometimes it doesn't come from where you think it's supposed to come from. So I opened it, and it was an empty package. And there was nothing in it.
The Better Business Bureau says sometimes the package has something random in it.
Or you might receive really cheap, jewelry, kids' toys. I've seen one where someone received just a hair clip. And so, that's usually indicative of a brushing scam.
It's called a brushing scam because
a brushing scam.
Scammers are trying to brush up their reputation. In the world of online shopping, competition is fierce. And so scammers are creating fake customer accounts, purchasing their own products, shipping them to you, and then posting fake positive reviews to improve their ratings. Sending you an actual package creates a real tracking number. Scammers use that to satisfy proof of delivery requirements on online marketplaces.
A lot of the times it won't have
That's brilliant, but they're not scamming me, right? Am I getting scammed if you send me a fake package? No skin off my tits.
company name on it, or if it does, it will be a really one-off weird company name that you don't recognize. So look for unknown senders.
In Teresa Lloyd's case, her package came from Dave Garzaz. Indiana's I-Team found 67 complaints filed this year with Indiana's BBB scam tracker about brushing scams involving
New York? Look at New York and tell us what communism looks like. New York is communist? How did that happen? You mean all those advertising in Times Square? All of that's communism? All the buy Coca-Cola, buy Minolta, all the flashing lights. Every time I go to Times Square, it's like, oh my, holy shit, this is a lot of advertisements. It's like bombarding me. Buy burgers, buy watches. Zendaya, for some reason, is up there all the time. Look, we got a beer, and we buy this as well. Like, you telling me that that's communism? How weird. Communism? I had no idea. I had no idea. New York is communist, everybody. Fuck, that's news to me.
that name, Dave Garzaz. The BBB says it's just one of many fake names the scammers use. Bad actors even have a new version called Quishing, where they will include a card with a QR code to scan.
Quishing, I kind of like that. Let's get some quishing going. I like to quish. I ain't a player. I just quish a lot. Saying communism things. Yes, that's what it is. Buy Coca-Cola! Oh my God, we're in a communist country. Buy McDonald's! It's communism, everybody. Look out, it's communism. Oh no! Oh lordy, 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 what are we gonna do about all this communism? It's communism! Blaming communism is such a boomer. Like, it's even older than that. Like, literally, the opening lines of the Communist Manifesto explain why the Communist Manifesto is being written, because people are so fucking stupid, they just call anyone they disagree with a communist. Well, yeah, that's still going on, because people are so goddamn stupid they won't take the 45 minutes to read the Communist Manifesto. Karl Marx sat down with Friedrich Engels and he's like, you know what? Actually, he probably said it in a German accent. He said, you know what? We have many people, they don't understand why they do not understand why they are making the communist. And so he wrote it all down, and he publishes it, and people are still so stupid, they don't read it. It's 45 minutes. Like, do your fucking homework. If you're going to call someone a communist, at least read the manifesto so you know what the hell you're calling them. You goddamn lepton, you stupid quark. You're like a tiny little particle thoughtlessly floating through space, you stupid morons. Read the fucking Communist Manifesto if you want to call someone a communist. Jesus. And read the Conquest of Bread if you want to call someone an anarchist. How about that? There's two reading assignments for you. Can't read, can't comprehend. I mean, that's the thing. That's exactly, yeah. There's an Audible book on YouTube to listen to. Seriously, it's free. It's free. It takes 45 minutes. Just use a dictionary. That'd be good too. Just use a dictionary. That'd be all right. A dictionary. You could just Google it. That'd be nice.
Here, or find more information about your package here.
Stop quishing for a second.
or return, for example.
But when you scan it, the scammers can take your personal information.
Never scan any sort of QR code. I tell consumers to treat these like a phishing text or a suspicious email. You wouldn't click on any sort of odd links on your phone, and so you shouldn't be engaging with any sort of odd materials you receive physically.
The U.S. Postal Inspector issued a PSA about how to protect yourself.
Unsolicited merchandise is yours to keep. If you didn't order the package, you don't have to return it.
You can also mark it return to sender, and the Postal Service will send it back at no charge to you. I'm Kara Kenny with India.
Wow, I don't have to. I can keep it. I don't know. I think that's a kind of a shitty thing. If they send something to you that doesn't belong to you, you don't keep it. What a douche. Like, what if it's someone's like, what if someone's sending something to their kids, man? That's not nice. Yeah, that's not nice at all. Why would they do that? I don't know. But hey, I heard that New York is communist now. It's strange. It's a strange phenomenon.
And right now at 6, subpoenas ignored, the federal government refusing to cooperate, all as our state tries to figure out who should be held accountable for the crimes committed.
Weird. The federal government isn't responding to subpoenas from the New Mexico government about Jeffrey Epstein. Why? Why wouldn't Donald Trump, why wouldn't his Justice Department respond to subpoenas, legal subpoenas, about Jeffrey Epstein's New Mexico Zorro Ranch? Why? I just don't get it. I don't get it. All you maggers, could somebody please tell me, any of you maggers, please tell me, why would they not respond to legal subpoenas about something that happened in New Mexico? Why? Why?
At Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro Ranch in Santa Fe County. Today, our state's Epstein Truth Commission released its first report on the web.
Hit that subscribe button if you hate Donald Trump right now.
Convicted sex offender was able to weave in New Mexico. From top officials to nonprofits to spas, Epstein's influence is hard to grasp. Blake Trolley joins us from Santa Fe now. And Blake, you sat in on the commission's meeting today. What all did you learn there?
Well, we saw a very frustrated committee as it pertains to that federal cooperation. The commission has sent out 20 subpoenas, 10 of which were fully cooperated with, 4 more subpoenas going out. But again, today, we heard from a very frustrated commission chair over the lack of cooperation between the federal government and the state on
the New Mexico Epstein Truth Commission says that the United States federal government that Donald Trump will not comply with subpoenas. And you guys are pissed about Fauci pleading the fifth? That's what you're pissed about? Fauci pleading the fifth. Because Donald Trump fumbled the pandemic response and basically fucking killed 1 million people. And you're worried about Fauci not answering questions to Rand Paul? That's what you're worried about? Meanwhile, New Mexico has subpoenaed the federal government, and you're like, Donald Trump, he's my guy. I love him. He won't answer questions about Jeffrey Epstein. No way, no how.
some of those files that they were seeking. The New Mexico Survivors Truth Commission released a more than 100-page
It's true. It's true. Trump has pled the fifth way more often than Fauci. Also, every time you ask him about Jeffrey Epstein, he pleads the fifth. Ain't that something?
report made largely with information from the previously released Epstein files. Chair Andrea Romeo says the commission is still investigating. Lawmakers from the commission previously issued 20 subpoenas. Again, 10 parties have responded. One key agency who did not respond, however, is the FAA. The committee was seeking unredacted passenger logs, as it says 80 flights on Epstein-flown planes had no passenger information.
We know that Jeffrey Epstein and a number of people were invited to the ranch. We wanted to corroborate the information that we have publicly in the logs available with what the FAA has as primary sources that they have to keep record of. Again, there's a lot of first names or initials that we have yet to understand who those folks were.
How interesting. Why can't the New Mexican government get the information from the federal government on who was on those goddamn planes to Jeffrey Epstein's compound? What's the big secret? How come Donald Trump, let me think, DJT is one of them, am I right? DJT, we don't know who this is. DJT, he's there all the time for some reason. Why is this DJT keep popping up at Jeffrey Epstein's New Mexico compound? How interesting. It's also strange that they kept on buying barrels of sulfuric acid, which, you know, people use to dispose of bodies. It's also really weird that it's very close to the cartels where they keep burying women out, young girls in the desert. You know, there's a lot of connection between the cartels and Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump because they're all the same people, guys. These are all the same guys. they're the same people. They hang out with the same. They go to the same country clubs. Why do you think Donald Trump pardoned the president of Honduras after he shipped 4,000 tons of cocaine here? He was shoving it down American noses. Why do you think he pardoned them, huh? Why? They're all the same. They're in the same boats. They're on the same planes. They're all hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. But Donald Trump won't comply with the subpoena.
Now to focus on some of these new subpoenas that went out today. Other subpoenas that now include to the New Mexico Department of Workforce Solutions to get former employment records from the ranch and the New Mexico Tax and Revenue Department for key payroll records related to Epstein's employees. Commission Chair Andrea Romeo says one question she still has is why state investigators agreed to stand down and let the feds take the case over. Now I should say that
I wonder why that happened.
Today's report is an interim report. This commission is continuing its work. A final report is expected at the end of the year. Reporting at the State House, Blake Trolley, KOB4.
Yep. This is on every time I turn on the radio, because I live in Albuquerque, you know. Every time I turn on the radio, everyone's talking about Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, and this fucking Zorro Ranch, this compound where people like Woody Allen and Noam Chomsky hung out. This is some dirty, dirty shit, man. This thing is like 6,000 acres. It's huge. How big is it? How big is the Zorro Ranch? 7,500 acre private estate. 7,500 acres. These guys were operating it until from 1993 to 2019. And he bought the property from the New Mexico governor, Bruce King, in 1993. Multiple victims and survivors have stated that Epstein groomed and sexually abused underage girls and young women at the ranch. Donald Trump was there. He's a co-conspirator. This is something. Why won't they do it? How close am I? I'm about 90 miles. No, like 90 miles, I think. I'm pretty far because it's out in the fucking. It's out past. I'm like 100 miles away. It's past Santa Fe. It's way out there. I could probably get there. I should drive out there and take pictures of the Zorro Ranch. No, it's out there in the middle of nowhere. You got to fly into Santa Fe, and then you can go to the Zorro Ranch. Apparently. I've never seen. I've been to Santa Fe. It's beautiful, but it's pretty far. People go there all the time for like art shit and stuff. It's fun, but spamming will get. Yeah, please don't spam. I don't mind insults. Please don't spam. I love insults. I hate spam. If you're a magger who wants to insult me, go right ahead. If you want to just sit there and copy and paste like a fucktard, then please fuck off. Go to Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson's like the gay version of me. Go to gay Benny Johnson's his podcast. He loves guys like you.
A lot of questions that still need to be answered in all this, of course. Blake, thank you.
A lot of questions.
Anybody voting against him would be doing a great disservice to the country.
If you vote against him, you're doing a disservice to me, and I am the country.
Well, Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska just moments ago, breaking news this morning, posted this on X.
She's so interesting because she talks a big game, but she keeps voting with Donald Trump. But now Murkowski up in Alaska, she's like, fuck Donald Trump. I ain't voting for this mother. I ain't voting for Todd Blanche. Think about what kind of a person. If you vote for Todd Blanche, you're basically saying that what happened with the Epstein stuff is perfectly okay. Can you imagine Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's sex crimes attorney, being approved, being confirmed as attorney general? The people's attorney? He's our attorney, not Donald Trump's. You stupid imbeciles. You stupid maggers. God damn, he's supposed to be our attorney. Why is Donald Trump's personal sex crime attorney, why is he even up for debate? It's worse than when he nominated Matt Gaetz. And that was bad enough. That's how we got Pam Bondi, for God's sake. She's out.
Had numerous constructive meetings with Mr. Blanche, and he comes across as decent and capable. I appreciate the trip he made to learn more about Alaska, including our rural areas. And as acting attorney general, he's made several noteworthy decisions that will benefit our state and the nation. Ultimately, however, I will oppose his nomination. The politicization, even weaponization of the department did not start with this administration, but has accelerated during it. I take it.
Alabama anarchists, you know what? You know what's sad about that? It's so true. I feel really sad for people in their 20s because that means in 2013, Donald Trump started talking shit, started getting political. He started talking about Barack Obama not being a citizen because he's black, and how Mexicans are horrible and black people are the worst. I mean, that in 2013 he started becoming a political animal, and then in 2016 he won the presidency. So if you are a 27-year-old, that means that for the last 13 years you were 14 years old when Donald Trump started getting into politics like this. And my God, it must seem like this is normal to you. It's not normal, Alabama anarchist. It's not normal. This is not how it used to be. We didn't have sex crimes attorneys trying to be the attorney general. Americans took stupid pills, man. They took amnesia pills. People are so goddamn stupid here. They think that this is acceptable. They think that this aggression will not stand, man. This is they think this is acceptable, that this behavior, the way this douchebag is comporting himself, the way Howard Lutnick lied about never talking to his neighbor Jeffrey Epstein, that he only met him one time, and then all the pictures of him on the island came out. And we're okay with it. Everyone's just okay that Howard Lutnick, the finance secretary, OMB guy, whatever that dude, he's okay. He still has a job. This is not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal that someone like Todd Blanche is even considered. This is crazier than Matt Gaetz. At least Matt Gaetz was like, he wasn't complete, like he was still, a pedophile. Donald Trump loves pedophiles, but at least Matt Gaetz wasn't Donald Trump's personal attorney. Even when JFK nominated RFK as his attorney general, and people thought it was nepotism, because it was, he nominated his brother to be the attorney general, and he was confirmed. Crazy. It wasn't his personal attorney.
Issue with the handling of the release of the Epstein files, the sweeping immunity protections granted to the president, his family, and their businesses, the statements that have been made to anti-abortion groups, and the repeated targeting of individuals ranging from former administration staff to sitting U.S. senators. I am also keenly aware that the department's nearly $2 billion slush fund, which likely would have rewarded January 6th protesters, that's a generous term, some of them convicted felons, is only off the table because this nomination is pending and the Senate has leverage. Once we vote, that will end, and there's no telling what the future holds. The country needs an attorney general who will check the worst impulses of this administration. I hope Mr. Blanche is able to achieve that if confirmed, but I simply do not have confidence that that will be the case. Senator Murkowski, as of a few minutes ago, is a no, Ali Vitale, on Todd Blanche. So Donald Trump exuding a little confidence there in the Oval Office yesterday. It might be a little tighter this morning. A lot of eyes now on Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana, which will be a fascinating vote because he effectively was run out of office and had his political career ended just a couple of months ago by Donald Trump.
Yep, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you just took a shit on this guy's cereal in the morning, and he's the one who's going to decide if your personal sex crime attorney is going to be confirmed. Way to go. Way to go. Maybe you shouldn't have done that, huh? If not confirmed, he still stays temp right now. No, he will stay temp for a little while. I forget how many days, but it's like 160 days or something. He's not allowed to be a temp forever. He has to keep nominating people. He has to. You can't just stay temporary forever, or he has to get a new temp. So it's but then this guy breaks the law all the time. I mean, you're not allowed to have a war for 6 months without congressional approval either. But Donald Trump is trying to say it's not a war because from time to time there have been ceasefires, and that those ceasefires don't count with the amount of time that he is required to, the amount of time in which he's required to get approval through Congress. So Donald Trump is just breaking the law right now in Iran, but no one's doing anything about it. So, he's breaking the law every day that the unredacted files aren't released of the Epstein files. That's something he signed that law, and that law is being violated every single day past Christmas, right? Since 2024 Christmas, or is it 2025 Christmas? Christmas 2025, all of the Epstein files were supposed to be released, and every day since, Donald Trump has been violating that law. So, who knows? Maybe this guy will meet the same demise as the other AG from way back. Matt Gaetz? Maybe Maybe Matt Gaetz, he dropped out. I don't think Todd Blanche is going to drop out. Todd Blanche literally said if Donald Trump fires him today, he'll say, "I love you." Fucking simp. Like, this is what this guy says into a microphone. I'm the only person, I am the only people I personally know in my age bracket that actually seems to care about what is happening to our country. It's so fucking depressing, and I apologize for being such a Debbie Downer. That's okay. I promise to not normally this depressing. I understand. You're allowed to be depressed, homie. Man, I met somebody at the coffee shop a couple days ago, and we went and had a drink, and it's a dude. His name is Keenan. And we went out and we hung out and we talked politics and stuff. And he's fucking depressed too, man. He's like, it's hard because these young people, they're like, but we need borders, right? We need rules. It's like, fuck me, man. We need this. We need the nation state. It's like, I don't know. When I was a kid, I was much more revolutionary. I don't know why these young people aren't more revolutionary. When I was a kid, I read the Communist Manifesto when I was like 13. And now people in their 40s call people communists. They don't even never read the fucking book. Alina, I don't know which one's. Alina Habba. Yeah. She got fired too because she was illegally hired. So they break the law all the time.
We're learning new information tonight about a car crash that turned into a stabbing in Carlsbad on Sunday night.
A man was arrested for attacking the people in the car that he hit. Our Jamie Chambers starts us off live in Carlsbad tonight with the latest. Jamie.
If you support Trump, leave our country. Trump is a traitor to everything American. That's absolutely right. Donald Trump hates America. If you love Donald Trump, you hate America. There's no way around that. The dude hates the Constitution. He hates everything we stand for. He hates liberty. He hates freedom. He hates the poor. He hates the working class. He even hates our soldiers, which, I'm against the mythologizing of our military. But even that, that's pretty American, right? Gotta love the military, and that's pretty American. That guy fucking hates our military. So, it's bad news. Yeah, I've always been ready to revolt. Some might say that I've always been revolting.
Andrew, Zara, this really snowballed out of nowhere, something that happens every single day, a fender bender. When people got out to look at this, a fight erupted, and then things got even worse. Police have identified 49-year-old Orlando Chavez as the man who they say is responsible for attacking a couple after a small fender bender on the northbound off-ramp of Tamarack in Carlsbad Sunday evening.
Saw two guys fighting off the side, and I was like, okay, rear-ended, it's okay. If people fight.
Isaac Mandelawi, the
people fight. That's what we do in America now. Everyone's just killing each other.
CEO of Golden Empire U.S. Builders says he thought the fight unfolding in front of him was settling down until the real violence broke out.
She lowered her window. He realized that. He just started going crazy, like, bah, 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 bah. His pants fell down, and then she still had her window down. He got down to pick him up, picked up his pants, and then he saw the window still open, and he kept punching her.
When the 27-year-old victim got out of his car, that's when the violent fight became even more dangerous.
The suspect going pacing back and forth, pulling a knife out of his pocket, and then just like looking at the knife, looking back up, and then just going to the passenger side, and then just start stabbing him.
The 23-year-old female driver was able to drive off. Isaac, a former U.S. naval sailor, followed behind to help.
We pulled down on hibiscus, and I gave them my shirt. They put pressure with my shirt on.
Mandelawi says the 27-year-old victim was talking while police and medics worked to stabilize the trauma.
Even after.
Here's the thing, man. This is America. If somebody starts yelling at you in a car, just drive off. Just drive off, unless you got a gun. But even then, you don't want the stress. You shoot somebody, you're going to have to answer a lot of fucking questions. Just drive off. It's fine. Live to fight another day. It's not worth killing someone over. It's not worth fighting about. It's not worth... Whatever happens on the road, someone cuts you off or whatever, take a breath, homie. Take a breath. And all you fuckers who are brake checking people who tailgate, what is wrong with you? Just chill, man. Someone's in a rush. Let them go. Let them go. They're rushing. You're not. Someday you'll be rushing. Hopefully somebody won't brake check you. You know what I mean? Just chill. God damn it. You're part of the traffic. What is it with you guys? You want to cause an accident? You want to go to jail? Damn, son. Chill the fuck out. Take a breath. Damn, son. Habba lost at the Trump case spectacular. Well, that was such an embarrassment, Alina Habba. What an embarrassment. Do you even live in America? Do I live in America? Yeah, man, I live in America, Curtis Anelli. Do you live in America? Do you live in America? You probably don't. You don't have a picture on your PFP, so I'm guessing that you're just some Russian bot or some Nigerian bot or something like that. What you're saying is un-American. What I'm saying is un-American? No, I believe in freedom and liberty. You don't. Also, it's Y-O-U-R-E, you stupid fucking illiterate piece of garbage. Jesus Christ, you guys can't even write. You can't even write an insult.
He got stabbed. He was still calm. He was handled it perfectly as if he's like a...
What I'm saying is it's un-American to say, hey, chill out, stop brake checking people when they're tailgating you. Trump is un-American, exactly. I don't believe you. You know why? Because you don't have a PFP with your face in it. You can go die because you're not even a human. You're just a robot. You're not even a human. Curtis O'Neill, you're not even a human, man. I don't even believe it. You're some Russian bot. You're not real. You're not real. Get out of here, you faker.
Tonight, a local gas station is being sued by Buc-ee's, who claims their logo and their name have violated Buc-ee's trademark.
You guys ever been to a Buc-ee's, man? They're all over the country. I used to go to Buc-ee's when I was driving across America a lot.
Tracy Emick Pierce spoke with the owner of Teddy's Market in Canton. She joins us live from outside the gas station on Prominence Court. So, Tracy, what's the issue here?
Listen to your hate. Yeah, man, I hate bosses. I hate people trying to tell me what to do. You're supposed to too, you fucking simp, you bootlicking piece of garbage. You're supposed to be out there railing against the machine, raging against the machine. You're supposed to want to be free. That's what American is. We're a country of revolutionaries and rebels. You're just an order taker, man. You're an order follower, man. It's so disheartening that so many Americans have we become a country of simps and losers, a country of order followers and goose steppers and bootlickers and hall monitors, man. Just snitches. Just a bunch of simpy little snitches. How embarrassing that's what this country has become. I love my president, and I love my favorite politician. He's my favorite politician. He can't do anything wrong. Dude, what the hell, dude? It's disgusting. It's embarrassing. You're an embarrassment.
Well, it all comes down to whether or not a reasonable person would confuse this teddy bear with a Buc-ee's beaver. And the owner of Teddy's Market tells me that.
What? What? Buc-ee's is suing them because the teddy bear looks like a beaver?
Is not happening.
Buc-ee's is really big and huge. It's like a mall. It's kind of hard to get confused with this place, right?
Landon Ginn shops at Teddy's Market all the time. It's a small business in Canton with just one other location and a third on the way. He said,
look at these big corporations trying to destroy the little guy.
There's no way he'd ever confuse the Canton-based gas station with the Texas-based convenience store giant Buc-ee's. But a lawsuit filed by Buc-ee's claims the logos and the names are so similar that they could create a likelihood of confusion. That lawsuit claims a number of trademark infringements, including that both logos are cartoonish.
What? How is this like that? How is this okay? What? No one's allowed to have a cartoon to sell gasoline anymore, according to this giant corporation from Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Jesus. These fascist organizations, these corporatists, these corporations gotta go, man. They gotta go. This little guy's just got a little teddy bear for trying to sell his gasoline in Canton. Buc-ee's from Texas comes and says, you better stop using that cute little teddy bear. Only we're allowed to use cartoons. What? Yeah, but dude, now you know, because now it's the second time this imbecile is spelling your incorrectly. You know it's not just a typo. He literally can't spell your. Like, it's not even a joke anymore when you do it multiple times, okay? I get it. Sometimes people, they're typing quickly. But this guy's so stupid, he fucked it up again. Even after I told him, you were really bad at school, I bet. Like, someone told you made a mistake, and you're like, you just kept making the same mistake, you fool. Just keep falling for the same tricks, same 80-year-old tricks. Some 80-year-old man wearing diapers wants to fuck your 12-year-old daughter, and you're like, here you go. Okay. I mean, this is what we're doing now. You're obviously a Democrat. Since when? Who's a Democrat, man? This ain't a Democrat channel, you stupid piece of garbage. You stupid ding-dang-doo. You stupid redneck. You hayseed. What are you doing here, you sucker? You mark? You loser? God damn, a sucker's born every second. One of them's named Badubu. Bidu. God damn. How insane that we live in a world where this is something that It's so sad. It's just so sad.
Arbitrarily wearing hats, that they both have white highlights on their eyes and nose, and that both characters show.
Look, man, it's not that I'm picking on grammar. I don't actually give a shit about your grammar, although I think even you can't fucking spell. But look, man, it's just that if you're going to insult somebody, maybe take a breath and read it first to see if you're not looking like an imbecile. That's all. And if you do it multiple times, then it's not a typo. It's not some simple mistake. It's that you're illiterate. You're illiterate. Okay? Please go get some basic education. Go back to middle school. Learn your homophones. I know you guys are homophobic. Is that why? Because you're homophobic? Because you're all closeted homosexuals? Is that why you don't know your homophones? You're like, oh, I heard the word homo in there, so it must be bad. I don't want. I skip in the homophone section and hooked on phonics. Hooked on phonics worked for me.
A glimpse of a red or pink tongue. Customer Kaylee Jordan says she doesn't see it.
The nose has some white on it, and the Buc-ee's beaver has white on it. Mm-hmm. There's a baseball cap on each. Mm-hmm. So do you think that there are certain things that are kind of in common here?
No.
No.
She claims the name Teddy is also at issue, with alleged similarities to the Buc-ee's name in a number of ways, including that they are both two syllables with a hard consonant sound, and that both end in the sound E's.
You wouldn't get confused because Teddy's and Buc-ee's?
No, not at all. Yeah, I just think it is crazy though that they're, doing that lawsuit for them because I don't see the resemblance at all.
The owner of Teddy's Market, Kairon Ahuja, tells me he created Teddy's Market and the logo back in 2024 to add some fun to their gas station.
This guy, Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is an evil I'm never going back to Buc-ee's. I'm never going to Buc-ee's again, this evil corporation.
He was surprised that Buc-ee's would come after them and admits there's a lot of pressure when it's a big company like Buc-ee's with all their resources. He says they're not backing down, and their customers tell us they will back them through this all because they don't think this bear and this beaver look much alike.
Well, we've heard about bear straps and beavers and epic furies, man. But hey, we got a bear and a beaver. I know there's a lot of you guys that love bears and beavers. Chippendale would like a word with Buc-ee's. Yeah, how come the Disney Corporation hasn't sued Buc-ee's? Maybe that's what we should do. Disney, Buc-ee. I mean, they're very similar. They both have two syllables after all and end with E. So, Disney, Buc-ee. Some people might get confused that Buc-ee's is part of the Disney Corporation. It could be. Just saying. The ears are everything's different. They're one's got blue, one's got red. I mean, one's got a yellow background, one's got a red, one's got stars. He's like magic or something. Teddy's got some magical shit happening. I'm not sure what's going on with Teddy. He's got like a magical hand. He's waving. Buc-ee's looks like a decapitated beaver. It's like just his head. I don't even know what he's doing. Teddy, he's doing a little. I don't know. He's doing something with his hand. He's making some kind of gesture. And you know what? At first I thought that Teddy's was, AI, but it's not. He said he did it back in 2000. What did he say? I forget what year they said, but who cares? Who cares if it is AI? One is a brave and one a bear. One is a brave and one a bear. Home of the brave. Buc-ee's and Teddy's. There you go. Good times. Welcome to America. Welcome to America. You can't compete.
Is about scammers.
Everyone's like, man, in capitalism, it's okay to compete with it. You could just build your own gas station and compete with Buc-ee's. No, you can't. Because the second you open one and put a little cartoon on your goddamn gas station, Buc-ee's is going to sue you into oblivion. But capitalism works, everybody. It's the best system we can come up with because we're fucking morons.
As we've been reporting, technology allows them to do it better than ever. Some estimates say online scams now cost Americans upwards of $100 billion with a B. That's every single year, and that is up 22% in just 2 years. Usually, we're telling you a story about someone else who got scammed. This time, it was nearly one of our own. Chief correspondent Matt Gutman has his own story to tell. Matt.
Dude, 100% Buc-ee's has done that. Man, it's just like them and the Ugg boots. They sued all of the Australians because the word Ugg was just a thing that Australian surfers used to call their boots. And so some company decided to start making Ugg boots. And so they started to do it. And the same company owns Hoka. Man, Hoka and Uggs, fuck both of those companies, man. They sued everyone. So now in Australia, you're allowed to sell Ugg boots because it's a common name. Like, I don't know, like petroleum jelly or something. But it's just a name of a thing that everybody says. They're Ugg boots. But now, because they've trademarked it in America, they're just suing everybody in Australia. Like, so anyone who sells Ugg boots from Australia has to call them something else. Stupid. Fuck them, man. I hate these companies. I hate all these companies. Skyjack Morgan for president, bro. I would never want to be a president. I would like to represent the people, not the cops. I think the president is the worst position in any country. The president is the worst person. It attracts the worst people. Only assholes want to be president. A congressperson, I would be a congressperson or like I don't want to be an executive. I want to be a representative of the people, you know? Look out for the people. The president does not look out for the people. The president looks out for corporations, looks out for our military, looks out for our cops. That's what the president does. The president hates American people. A president, shit. Presidents are the worst human beings on the planet. This is the worst group. Look at all them. Look at all of them. Look at every president. They're assholes.
And I wish I did, Vlad. So yes, I nearly got scammed myself, and it was shocking how much the scammers knew and how convincing they were. Luckily, I caught on to what was happening in time and called a friend at the LAPD. And when we started to investigate this, I was floored.
I wouldn't want to be a mayor either, unless they have a city manager. Then maybe. But I think a council person, that'd be okay. A state legislator, that would be fun. I'd like to be a state assemblyman. That'd be fun. But not an executive, not someone who's like, do this, do that. I don't want to be a manager again. I've been a manager. I don't want to do that.
To learn that these scams, as you just mentioned.
Look at this. Look, see how stupid these idiots are? They're so stupid, it's painful, man. Another TDS Bro, I just got finished talking shit about every president, and this ass was like, TDS doll! God damn it. You're just so embarrassing, all you maggers. It's just so sad. Go to Saudi Arabia if you want to go worship politicians and kings. Go to Saudi Arabia. Go to Iran, where the religious leaders get to decide who you get to vote for. Go there, man. Stop trying to make America like Iran, you goddamn losers, sons of bitches, all you stupid maggers.
It cost Americans tens of billions of dollars a year. I just got completely scammed. After years of reporting on scams, I recently almost fell for one. Got a call about an hour ago from someone claiming to be from fraud protection at my bank. This person gave me a name, they gave me a badge ID. They seemed to know so much about me, about my bank account. I shared what happened online, and messages poured in from viewers across the country. Different stories, same playbook.
Margarita531 says, this happens to me. How often does it happen to you?
Joshua Schmidt, a contractor, thought he was paying a trusted subcontractor. Instead, criminals hacked into an ongoing email chain.
They got into the email before it reached us and changed the bank account information.
Schmidt says he lost more than $80,000 to the scammers.
Man, I bet you those people buying Trump shoes and Trump watches, I bet you Trump has sold all their credit card information, right? If you're an idiot and you bought Trump hats or Trump perfume or Trump sneakers or Trump watches or Trump NFTs or Trump meme coins, I bet you anything Donald Trump has sold your credit card information there, pal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's happening to you, but that's why you're getting scammed, because you're an easy mark. You're an easy mark. That's why you're getting scammed, you suckers.
The FBI says compromised business emails accounted for more than $3 billion in reported losses in 2025, making it the second costliest cybercrime.
It's the same thing as someone breaking into your house and stealing from you. But in this case, there's no fingerprints to collect.
Ken Westbrook, a former senior CIA official, is now sounding the alarm on these kinds of cybercrimes. How does someone go from spending the majority of their career at the CIA to then working on...
I was in upper management. I was usually... So Sky was in middle management or something. I was technically considered upper management because I was always a general manager. I was usually a general manager or a beverage manager or something, but usually a general manager is most of the time my title was general manager, which is upper management. In some cases, it's the highest manager, and then after that you get directors and VPs. So there's middle management, that's like assistant managers and supervisors and stuff, and there's upper management, which is like your leaders, like general manager and stuff like that. But I never really wanted to be a director or assistant director. I never wanted to do any of that stuff. The title and stuff kind of was attractive, but I liked people, and I liked working with people, and I didn't like sitting in an office in the back of house, shuffling papers. And they get a lot of perks, but it's just gross work, and the people are gross, and they're horrible humans. All those people in the C-suite are all horrible. Every time I had to work with them, they were just just disgusting people. All the the executive director of food and beverage for MGM Resorts International. That guy was a douche, man, total douche, and I never wanted to be like that. So I was happy being upper management.
Scams. After retirement, I had this experience with my mom who got scammed, and I just decided that I could use the skills I developed in the government to help keep the nation safe again.
How much money did she lose ultimately?
Most of her life savings, around $270,000.
Was she able to recoup any of it?
No.
New research by Gallup and Stop Scams Alliance, a nonprofit founded by Westbrook.
Beverage manager. I'm the second lowest person at Starbucks above barista. Exactly. Yeah. I was a beverage manager at a place called MGM Grand, the largest casino with the most bars and employees in America at the time, in the world, actually. And I had 500 employees. There were 3 beverage managers, and that was my first job in Vegas, was being a beverage manager. And I had 500 people under me. So yeah, totally. I was just it's basically a Starbucks barista, 100%. Just like, totally. That's exactly how it worked.
Reports about 1 in 4 Americans have been personally scammed at some point in adulthood. The research says 6% of Americans were personally scammed in 2025, costing an estimated $68 billion. That's more than 4 times what's reported in FTC complaint data.
The United States is under a cyber-enabled attack from transnational criminal organizations. When you have a nation under attack, the first thing you need to have is a general to be in charge of a strategy. Instead, our scam policy is under the jurisdiction of some 13 different government agencies with nobody in charge.
With more of a national strategy, the hope is to see fewer people fall victim, like Lynn Margolis, who lost more than $9,000 after getting a call from someone claiming to be from her bank.
What? She's lost. How do you lose $9,000?
There was a fraud on my account. I immediately checked my email, and sure enough, there was a $9,000 wire transfer attempted on my account. So I believed him.
Margolis says the scammer directed her to withdraw her savings and convinced her a courier would deliver it to fraud investigators at the FDIC.
It was everything I had. I don't sleep well. I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night with a lot of anxiety of just how could I be so stupid? And my embarrassment of what I've done.
You see that feeling that people have? Thanks for the jewels. Thank you. You see that feeling people have when they're scammed? That's how MAGers are feeling right now. They realize they've been scammed. Anyone who supported or voted for Donald Trump, they know they've been scammed. And they feel this way because it's hard to admit that you've been bamboozled. Admitting you're in a bamboozle is worse than being in the bamboozle. That's Carl Sagan said that. I'm paraphrasing, but the idea is just that if you admit that you've been conned, that hurts more than the con itself. Her admitting it, saying, I'm so stupid for falling for this con. These are sophisticated cons. She shouldn't feel bad. We've all been subject to this. We've all been hurt. We're all walking wounded, and it's really sad that that's what happened. And what's up, IMG now? How you doing? I see people arguing about management. Look, man, I was almost always a upper management because I was an owner before that. I owned restaurants and bars. And after my divorce, I went to Las Vegas and I worked at the higher levels of management for the same industry. And it was really cool. And I did pretty well. And I left MGM to work at Nacho Daddy because they wanted to open up restaurants, and they didn't end up opening restaurants back then. Now they have, of course. I still keep in touch with those guys, but it's a different world, man. But then I worked at fine dining places. I worked at Waldorf Astoria, and then I managed a famous restaurant called Las Brisas in Laguna Beach. And then the pandemic hit, and I opened up a brewery. It was like a high-end brewery. That was pretty cool. I like doing openings, But after my mom died, I left the industry, and I didn't want to be involved. After the pandemic, and so many people were dying, and then my mom died, and it was just too much. And I was like, man, I'm doing all this work for so many other people, making so many other people rich all the time, and I don't want to do it anymore. The industry changed, I changed, so I stopped. Yeah, thanks for asking. I bet you were a hit with the ladies. Sometimes. They always liked me. Yeah. This guy can barely run his McDonald's microwave station. There's a microwave station at McDonald's. I haven't been at McDonald's for a long time. It's why his wife left him and they fired him as manager for incompetence. Hearing him try to talk about politics, that's what nobody is funny as hell. Chris Brown. Yeah, that's you nailed it. You nailed it, buddy. You nailed it. I don't go to McDonald's though. I haven't been to McDonald's in decades. But hey, if you are the type of person that goes to McDonald's, that explains a lot. It really does. Only imbeciles go to McDonald's, so that's great. Good for you.
Is worth telling my story if it saves one person from losing $1,000.
Okay, a couple of really simple tips here. First thing, no bank is ever going to take or ask you to take your money out of the bank. That's a huge red flag. Next, don't trust caller ID. Hang up, call back, but call the number on the back of your card. Also, get another opinion. Sometimes you get sucked in by these scammers. They want to try to isolate you, but another brain, someone you trust, can help see through that scam. Call that person before you do anything else.
So great advice. So Matt, one of the things that I was listening.
This guy kind of looks like Clark Kent. He should play Clark Kent.
Walk me through what happened when you and Yasmin tried to fly to Vegas.
We were going to a furniture convention. We had some construction in Mexico City, and we were needing furniture. Line at the airport was really long, and they didn't have Premier access. So we signed up for Clear. And after signing up for Clear, we went to the United room. After leaving the United room, 8 officers, ICE agents, swarmed Jasmine and detained her, didn't tell us why, and rustled her off into a car.
They did not give you an explanation, John?
No explanation was given.
Did the officers, the agents in question, did they identify themselves?
No, they didn't.
When you saw that unfold, what went through your mind?
Well, I was just in total disbelief. Nothing like this has ever happened to me. I have several businesses.
Man who voted for Trump calls for fiance's release after ICE arrest. This guy had his fiancée arrested by ICE. You voted for Trump, man. This is what you voted for, Hey, you voted for Trump, and now your fiancée is being raped in a concentration camp? How did that happen?
Law-abiding, and I pay a lot of tax.
When you saw Yasmin being taken away, essentially, and arrested, how did you feel?
I sat down outside, and I just shook my head in total disbelief. I couldn't believe it.
Did they tell you where she was being taken?
Later on, an officer gave me an address of Greens Road location, detention center.
And before that incident, had Yasmin ever been in trouble with the law?
No, never.
She has no criminal record?
No criminal record, no.
Why do you think then, John, that she was arrested?
Well, they claim she overstayed.
Well, she does have a little bit of a brown tint to her skin, and these ICE agents, they like to put the brownies in the concentration camps. Maybe I shouldn't have voted for Donald Trump, a ding-dang-do.
Her visa, but she filed an asylum visa, and all their filings were timed.
This is at 1.5 speed, and this guy is still talking so fucking slow, it's making my brain...
Really had no reason to arrest her.
She's been following the process.
She was following the process to the letter of the law. I might also say it took them 10 days after that in which to file charges. We could not get any answers.
I think that's someone says, Thorne says some MAGAs call ICE on their spouses. That's because they want to control them. It's just like if someone's on parole, they have to be super above, like they have to be on their P's and Q's, because if you're on parole and somebody says that you assaulted them, you're in jail immediately. There's no trial or anything. Someone just says something about you, you're in. When you're on parole, and there's people lifetime parole, and they have to pay the parole officers their whole lives, so the piece of their paycheck is always going to the parole officer, which is bonkers. And then if anybody even says something bad about them, in jail. Violation of parole. It's crazy, man. Yes, he'd still vote Republican, I bet. He probably would, because Americans are stupid. We are the dumbest people on planet Earth. It's the worst thing. I'm so embarrassed.
Out of him. We had a court hearing. Our hearing was canceled because ICE had not filed any paperwork on her.
If Yasmin does not have a criminal record, if she has a pending case like you mentioned, why would ICE arrest her then?
I have no idea. Obviously, they just ignored it, And that's the way they've been doing this whole thing. They do whatever they want and ignore the truth.
What, are you trying to say they're kind of like the Gestapo? They just do whatever they want and ignore the truth and just completely suspend habeas corpus single-handedly, unilaterally? Is that what you're saying? They're just basically Gestapo?
Do you think, John, that this is all about meeting a certain arrest and deportation quota, if you will?
I think it's about some kind of quota. And somebody's either making some money out of it or hitting the numbers that they need to hit.
How does it make you feel, John, as somebody who is law-abiding? You mentioned that you pay your taxes, a lot of them, I assume, that the country that you call home is now detaining somebody who you wanted and you plan to marry had she not been arrested.
This is how it always is going to go. All these stupid maggers, they're like, I don't care. Get them all. Put them all in jail. We don't give a shit. Look at all these people in my chat that talk that type of nonsense. They always say that until someone they love has to go into the concentration camp. They say the same thing about the gays. If you were around in the 90s and someone said something about the gays, it was always a Republican talking about like, oh, them gays, kill them all, you know, and then their kid is gay or their cousin's gay or whatever. And then they're like, well, it's different now. Now it's different. When someone they love is gay, all of a sudden they stop talking about throwing them all into the ovens. It's weird.
Well, had she not been arrested, we would have gotten married. How do I feel? I feel totally betrayed. I mean, you never think, or I never thought a guy like me would ever be involved in anything like this.
If you had a chance, John, to talk to the ICE agents involved in deciding what to do with Yasmin and whether to release her, what would you tell them?
Well, they had no right to detain her, okay? We went before a judge this morning, and he denied a bond.
Rights? We don't need no speaking rights!
Because he said he didn't have the authorization to do that. What I would like is at least put her in an ankle monitor and let her out.
And you would help her comply with the process, if that is the case?
Oh, yes. Most definitely. I don't care what size bond they want. I can put it up.
You know, Yasmin is...
I'm rich as shit, and I voted for Donald Trump, and now they took my girlfriend away.
Not the only person without a criminal record we have seen arrested by ICE, including at airports across the country in recent.
Yeah, I saw like and people wonder why are you guys cutting maggers out of your lives? Well, maybe it's because that they're snitches. Maybe it's because they will turn you into the cops. Maybe because you can't say anything around them because they'll go snitching to the government. Maybe it's because they'll throw you in the ovens. Maybe it's because of that, you think? Maybe it's because they'll call ICE on you because you said something bad about the president. They'll call ICE because you made a joke about the president. They're always snitching and calling the FBI on you. Do you know how many times people on this channel, people have called the FBI on me because I talk trash on the president? A lot. Maybe it's because they go and they level death threats on YouTubers. Maybe that's why we can't talk to maggers. Maybe that's it. Could be. Just spitballing here.
Weeks. The administration publicly says that they're going after the worst of the worst. Hardened criminals, gang members, rapists, murderers.
That's not true.
I don't know who Tom Walls is, but I don't know what the COVID snitch line is. I don't like snitches. I don't know who Tom Walls is, but listen, man, I don't like snitches.
True. They've had a 30% decline in criminals, and they've had a 300% increase in.
Yeah. Antifa's the new. Who told you that? You are a sucker if you think that Antifa. We're all Antifa. My grandfather was Antifa when he went to Germany to kill Nazis. He was Antifa. I'm third generation Antifa. Every American is supposed to be Antifa, you dumb garbage human. What the fuck? Are you so stupid? You're the new brown shirts. Antifa is the new brown shirts? The guys who hate the fascists? The ones who want you to be free? Ones who want to punch fascists in the face, that they're the brown shirts. The brown shirts are the Gestapo. The brown shirts were a group of people and the black shirts and the brown shirts between Mussolini and Hitler, and they basically took any thug that wanted a job and they gave him a bunch of money and a brown or black shirt, and then they sent them to work fucking with people. And that is exactly what ICE is today. $50,000 signing bonus for any moron who can walk in on his own cognizance. If you can walk into the office with your own 2 feet, you got a job. We'll give you a brown shirt. Go break into people's houses, shoot their dogs, take their kids. That is the Gestapo. That is what we're looking at now. Antifa, though. Yeah, the people who are against that, they're the problem. Jesus Christ.
Law-abiding citizens. It's just easy, soft pickings. And for that reason, I'm thinking there's a bonus, some kind of quota, whatever. They're picking up 30 to 40 people out of our airport here in Houston a day.
Who are not criminals.
Who are not criminals, right.
What would you say to somebody watching at home who may think, well, John, he's criticizing the president or the administration on this issue of immigration because of political reasons?
Oh, I'm definitely not. I voted for Trump. No, I'm not. I am saying that they are picking up law-abiding citizens. They're destroying families, jobs. I mean, I see ladies standing in line to see their kids over there at the detention center.
Well, yeah, you'll be happy to know that at the detention center, the concentration camp, also the women are being raped in order to see their kids. That there's already an ICE agent in jail because he was forcing mothers to fuck him so that he would let them see their kids. That's what's happening at these concentration camps. You think that's an isolated incident?
And by the way, all the posters in the detention center about libraries, that's all a lie. They don't have any of that in there.
You underscored, John, that you voted for the president in the most recent election, I assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that again. Not after this fiasco. This was like the Gestapo.
And that was going to be my question.
Whoa! Hey! You voted for Trump and you're calling them the Gestapo? Hey! Let's not get out of hand here, everyone. Oh my God, how dare you say that? How dare you say that about our president? Our good boys over at the ICE detention center. How dare you, sir? That's too far. That's too far, sir. Oh, Lord. My goodness gracious.
Do you regret that vote?
I do now. Yes, sir. I don't know what's happened to him. I think he's hit with a little dementia or something.
When you voted for the president?
No, he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do in Project... I don't know what Project 2025 is. Donald Trump promised the largest mass deportation in the history of the world, and you voted for him. I said back then that if you have the largest mass deportation in the history of the world, the only way to do it is with concentration camps and changing people's status without due process. And everyone's like, no, we'll never do that in America. Not here. And here we're doing it. And now it's happening. I said it was going to happen, and now it's happening. You don't fucking listen. You don't listen. Why don't you listen?
He was promising mass deportations, a crackdown on illegal immigration. Some people may say this is what mass deportations look like.
They're not law-abiding people. You know, let's go after the criminals. They're not going after...
No, imbecile. They never were going after the criminals. This is exactly right. This is what mass deportations look like. This is what they've always looked like. Go back to high school. Do you think they don't just send out criminals? They make criminals. Like all these 30,000 Haitians who overnight became criminals because they changed their protective status. They were protected. They were allowed to be here. They were legal. And then overnight, Donald Trump said, nope, you're all illegal now and you're all criminals. You think that Adolf Hitler just started with the criminals? No, man. He made criminals. He said it was illegal for Jews to have pets. It was illegal for gays to be holding hands with one another. It was illegal for Jews to have guns. And now all of a sudden, you're a criminal. Dang. Guess I'm going into the concentration camp. That's how they do it. That's always how they do it. Every time. That's how Milosevic did it. That's how they always do it. That's how they're doing it in Israel. That's how they did it in South Africa. Every time they want to do mass deportations or mass incarcerations, that's the only way to do it. There's not so many ways to skin that cat. Idiots.
The hard guys. That's too difficult. It's easier to pick them up at the airport. You know, it's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Let's talk about Yasmin. Who is she as a person? What do you miss the most about her?
A lot
John?
of food and barrel and barrel. Well, I don't want to start talking. I'm going to start crying. I miss her being around. You know, she's a very up person. You know, she has led me in the right way. She's focused me more on my religious path. I mean, Jasmine's good as gold.
And I assume you miss her a lot.
I miss her tremendously. Tremendously.
Were you able to see Yasmin today, John?
No, because they told us they allow 4 in there. We get there, they said, no, we only allow 2. So I let Jasmine's mom go in and a lady from the attorney's office. And hopefully I'll get to see her on FaceTime later on.
I assume it must have been really difficult being there, but not being able to see her.
Yes, sir. It sure was.
What's the plan now, John?
the plan now is to get her released on an ankle monitor. I have Senator Ted Cruz's office is helping a hand on that.
Oh yeah. He's gonna sort out your illegal immigrant
situation. My Congressman Randy Weber is helping on getting her on an ankle monitor, and if that doesn't work, then we'll go to deportation, and I'll visit her in Spain, bring her back to Mexico.
But I assume you hope that is the worst case scenario.
That's the worst case scenario. But she is hating where she is. She's in a cell with 60 to 80 ladies in one room.
Tell me more about
sounds like a concentration camp.
What she has told you about the conditions inside.
The conditions are horrible. They got, one little iPad floating around, and you got little gang groups in there that'll hold the tablets so she can't call out. No, and she's a blue lady, that low-level security. Well, she got a lot of orange in there, too. Those are high-level security people.
What has been the most difficult part of this entire process for you, John?
The most difficult thing is getting your hopes up and getting your hopes dropped like a rock. We have hopes on a judge, and that doesn't take place. They need documentation. It's just a horrible situation. Listen, ICE is not accountable to anybody. They can say what they want. They can fill out the documents that aren't true. They can do anything they want. Seriously, it reminds me of a Gestapo system. I would never have thought the United States would act this way.
Oh, but you know what? You voted for this, buddy. You voted for this. All of these maggers voted for this. You notice that the maggers are real quiet right now. You notice that, huh? You noticed that, right? All the maggers, they all clicked away after when this shit started. Funny that this little magger had roast beef. This little magger had none. This little magger cried all the way home.
This is not what you voted for.
No, sir. That's not what I voted for. It's not what I believe. Not what I believe the American system should be.
It's really difficult, huh?
Yep.
Oh, no, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't you dare. I don't want to see your face crying. You did this. You. I didn't do it. Nobody I know or even talk to did it. You did it. And now people are sitting in concentration camps and you're crying about it because one of them happened to be someone that you loved. You were okay with those concentration camps. You were okay with mass deportations, the largest mass deportation in the history of the world. 30,000 were going to get deported every single day. Do you remember? They said they were going to deport 15 million people. 15 million people. How do you think that they were going to accomplish the sorting? How did you think they were going to sort 15 million people without concentration camps? That's what concentration camps are. You realize that Bergen-Belsen was just a place where they sorted the men, women, and children. And it was a concentration camp on their way to other concentration camps. That's what this is. And now you want to cry? And I'm supposed to feel bad for you? Oh, no, Poopy. I feel bad for her because she got involved with a dumb fuck like you. She got had. She got had. This guy hired a woman to come love him. And now, no love, no money, no honey, I guess, huh? You voted for this. I guess you should have fallen in love with an American. The heart wants what the heart wants, though, huh? You should have fallen in love with an American, I guess. You should have bought American.
Yep.
Have you ever in your life gone through something like this?
No, sir. No, sir.
Well, good thing you voted for Donald Trump, because now a lot of people are getting to go exactly through what you're going through.
No, I was put in jail one time when I was 18 for drag racing on a highway, but that's it.
Well, good thing you're white with blue eyes, because otherwise they would have murdered you in the street. And if they happened right now, if you were 18 years old today and happened to be a black kid drag racing through the streets, they just fucking shoot you. You voted for that too.
And now I'm 75. I got a letter from my doctor. I have macular degeneration in both eyes. I get a shot every month. And my doctor advises me not to drive. Jasmine was my driver. She drove me to the office, to wherever I needed to.
Should have bought American. I guess you gotta buy someone different now, huh? You gotta pay an American to drive you around. You want to bitch about the healthcare system too while you're at it? Give it to me. Give it to me. You got to get injections in your eyeballs every day so you don't go blind. And guess what? What's it cost you there, buddy? What's it cost you there, huh?
To go. Now I don't have that.
Tell us about the work that you do and the work that you've done in Texas for some time now.
No, listen, I have like 1,100 billboard faces. I'm pretty good size. I'm in Texas, a little bit New Mexico, and Louisiana. I have a hotel, a restaurant, a big event center in Mexico, San Miguel Allende. And so I'm down there quite a bit. I have a ranch. I have a pretty good sized ranch. And, I have exotics, I have pivot systems, and I have 500 mama cows.
So you have the means.
So you're an animal exploiter as well. Great. Oh, dang it. Couldn't have happened to a better guy.
To care for Yasmin and make sure she complies with the process.
Yeah. Shoot, I got the means. I got a pretty substantial financial statement.
Yeah. I'm rich. I can't believe this happened to me. I thought it was only going to happen to you poors. Turns out it happens to us riches too. I keep telling y'all, you stupid maggers, you think it's only going to be happening to the Browns and the poors? It happens to everybody when the fall happens. You think the Gestapo gives a shit? At some point, they check everybody's ID. And if you ain't got your papers in order, up against the wall. If you ain't got your papers in order, in the gulag you go. That's it, man. It just gets worse from here. You stupid fascists. It just gets worse.
There ain't no bond too big that I can't put up.
I got all the money in the world and I can't get my girl out.
I asked you before, John, what you would say to ICE regarding Yasmin's situation. But if you had a chance to talk to President Trump, for example, directly about Yasmin, what would you tell him?
I'd say, what are you doing? You make a promise to people and you take the easy way out. Go after the criminals. We're all for that. But leave the mom and pops and the kids alone. Man, he's destroying families. I have the means to fight this. But
you're so stupid that you thought that they weren't already going after the criminals. That's how stupid they are. They're so stupid, they were convinced that all of these fucking cops, all the millions of cops we got in the country, that they weren't going after criminals and that Donald Trump was just going to go after the criminals. Criminals, turns out, are kind of hard to catch. They're trying not to get caught. And little Yasmin, because she never did nothing wrong to nobody, she was just walking around and she got pinched. Because that's who's easy to catch. It's easy to catch the people that ain't doing nothing wrong to nobody because they're walking around like ding dong do. I'm just walking around like nothing. They're not paying attention. Their head ain't on a swivel. They can't hear 5-0 coming from a mile away. It's the criminals that give chase, man. They run when they hear them come in. They hear the crunch of those wheels and a little siren, man. They flinch. They go. They scatter. And you imbeciles thought that what? They weren't going after the criminals already? Of course they were trying to catch the criminals. You put the criminals in the White House, asshole. That's where the criminals are now. You thought they were going to go after the criminals? You thought Donald Trump, a criminal, was going to go after the criminals? Is that really that's what you thought? And now they're arresting innocent people and you're like, ding dang do, never saw this coming. Well, open your fucking eyes, wake up. Wake up, it's Nazis again. Guess what? Oh, the world's going to shit again. Who's to blame? It's the Nazis again. It's always the Nazis. We keep the liberals keep on letting them pop up their heads again. The liberals keep saying, oh, we got to hear them out one more time. And here they are again. They're knocking at the door. The Nazis, they're always knocking at the door. They're always knocking. Let them in. This poor bastard. Let him in.
I'm looking at all kind of people at the detention center. They don't have the means. And it's sad.
It's sad. It is sad.
Stretching into its 6 months.
I'm rich. It's sad when this happens to rich people. It wasn't so sad when it was happening to the poor people. Trump's a felon, and he thought that they were going to go after them. Yeah, he thought it's sad when it happens to rich people. Do not let them in. Moron, they're in. They're all here legally, you stupid garbage humans. They're here legally, you fucking Long Island iced tea drinkers. You imbeciles. They have been here. Oh, are you talking about the Nazis? They're here. They're here, man. They're in. I'm rich. They're in. The criminals are in the White House. The Nazis are here. Who is it? It's the Nazis. Come on in. The White House is fine. You want to build a ballroom so you could party with your pedophile friends? Yeah. All right, come on in, Nazis. Here you go. Here's the keys to the kingdom. Let's see if it works this time. Stupid liberals. Liberals. You have to imagine there aren't that many Nazis. It's just that the liberals keep letting them take control. No Nazis. You don't like the Nazis? Stop letting them in. Oh no, the consequences of my own actions. Yeah. Oh no! A ding-dang-do, I fucked it up again. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy.
President Trump dismissing reports that the U.S. is running low on munitions.
We have certain types of munitions that are very powerful, that we have virtual unlimited supply.
Unlimited?
Where it's a little bit tighter, and we're getting them in on a daily basis.
But sources tell ABC News the president has voiced concerns when he met with his cabinet at Camp David last week. According to one estimate, the war has used up 2/3 of America's Patriot missiles and more than a half of its long-range missile interceptors. Sources tell ABC News the president backed away from his latest major threat against Iran, in part after his top advisors warned about the potential impact a major escalation would have on the interceptor stockpile.
We're going to bomb them all the way to the Stone Ages. They're going to bomb them to the Stone Ages. That's what we're going to do somehow.
Iran mocking the president for repeatedly abandoning his threats. The regime's top negotiator calling it theater diplomacy on loop and a failed strategy. The president acknowledging he'd like more missiles.
With that being said, we always want more. We have to have more.
But each of those Patriot missiles are assembled nearly entirely by hand and take years to make, costing about $4 million each. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the U.S. has all it needs.
Our stockpiles are great, and they'll only get stronger.
But even some Republicans on the Hill expressing...
Our stockpiles are great, and they're only getting stronger. How come everyone keeps saying we ain't got no missiles there, Mr. Hegseth? They're great. Trust us. They're great. Everything's fine. Go back to sleep, America. Everything's fine.
Sir.
Well, the reports are concerning, and obviously that's why we need to do more to make sure that our military has the funding it needs.
And Democrats sounding the alarm, too.
The challenge is replacing them and transitioning towards less expensive, larger volume, easier to make munitions. We're not making that progress fast enough.
So the war has already cost about $37 billion. The Trump administration is asking for another $67 billion from Congress. And we talk about how much money it is to make those Patriot missiles, nearly $4 million each. Well, compare that to how much it takes to make an Iranian drone. That's about $35,000 each, George. So quite a difference.
Yeah, this asymmetry.
So there you go. Great asymmetrical warfare. It costs $35,000 to make a drone, and it costs $4 million to kill the drone. Who do you think's gonna win? Who do you think's going to win? You've got no missiles because you sold them to surplus to Ukraine. That's also part of it. But also, we got no missiles because we sell them to Israel too. We sell them all over the place. Not just Ukraine. Don't forget, we sell them. We like to sell missiles. It's big. But the thing is, it's private companies, you realize, right? We don't make the missiles. We buy them from our companies. But those companies only have such a capacity, and they're churning out missiles, like Donald Trump said, every single day. America is manufacturing missiles, but the government isn't buying them quickly enough while we're bombing Iran. Bombing them back to the Stone Age because we're afraid that they might, I don't know, get a nuke, I guess, or maybe it has something to do with oil. What do you think? Is it the nukes or is it the oil? I think it's the oil. For some reason, they don't talk about nukes so much. They talk a lot about Hormuz and oil. But all the maggers, they think it's about nukes still? Or are you guys finally done with that? You done with that now? Are you done that? Israel should buy the missiles since they control our military anyway. Yeah, they should, right? There you go. We don't invade poor countries. We want them. All right, this guy's got to get banned. Banned. Sorry, buddy, you're banned. Did I ban the right guy? I hope I did. Sorry if I banned the wrong guy. I'm sick of these guys, the spammers. Got to ban the spammers. Where's my moderator?
Something. And Rachel, Supreme Court rejected President Trump's attempts to restrict birthright citizenship. He's trying again.
Yeah, he is trying again. This is the president's second attempt now to try to restrict birthright citizenship, which is protected under the 14th Amendment. That first one was knocked down by the Supreme Court, as you mentioned. These next two orders now are aimed at limiting who is eligible for U.S. citizenship here in the U.S. and also aimed at trying to restrict people coming here to the United States solely for the reason of giving birth. Now, both of these, of course, are expected to face legal challenges, George.
Okay, Rachel, thanks very much.
But what if you're one of Donald Trump's H-1B visa holders? Does that make it
A major
okay?
legal blow.
What if you're an H-1B missile holder? H-1B missile holder. What if you're an H-1B visa holder or an H-2B visa holder, like the people that Donald Trump hires at his resorts, and you knock somebody up? Does that make it okay? Does that make it okay? I want to know. Are they citizens? He keeps coming back in. I see him, yeah. Then just ignore him. Screw him. These guys, these spammers, it's what they do. These maggers, they're dumb.
To one of President Trump's most controversial construction projects, in a split decision, the D.C. Court of Appeals ruled that Trump's $400 million White House ballroom is unlawful and requires congressional approval. Now, the project has been
Remember when he did this and I said it was illegal? Looks like it's illegal.
Underway since last year, including the complete dismantling of the East Wing, if you've seen the White House grounds as of late. CNN's Kristen Holmes definitely has. She is at the White House. And Kristen, the president just posted about this, as I understand. What is he saying?
Yeah, it is a very lengthy screed here. And unsurprisingly, he tries to make this political, but he also paints this completely as a national security need and necessity rather than focusing on the ballroom at all, which isn't surprising when you get to the legality. So the first thing he does here.
I need a ballroom. It's unsecure. Every other president has lived in this White House and nothing has ever bad happened here. Only the good can happen. What did he say? Only good can only happen. The good happen good. Is that what he said?
Is he quotes the dissenting judge, as you said, it was a split decision, called this a blatant abuse of discretion. He goes on to say that this decision has been stayed and does not take effect for a period of time. I do want to make clear, the court did itself stay its own decision, but it's for 2 weeks, and that was to allow President Trump to actually be able to appeal to the Supreme Court, which he says in this post he is going to do. Then he goes through all of the needs for this ballroom, but he doesn't refer to it as the ballroom, only as a top medical facility, a top security facility, really leaning into the fact that he is now saying that top law enforcement believes that this has to be built.
So it's
in
not
Washington,
a ballroom?
DC. And I do want to read to you, we obviously read you a line from the dissenting judge, the two other judges in this ruling. And this is what they put forward when they made this ruling. It says, we are aware of no instance in American history in which a president unilaterally and using privately collected funds demolished substantial portions of the White House that Congress authorized to be built and American taxpayers paid for until now. Now, of course, the big question is what happens with the Supreme Court? Do they actually take...
What about when Barack Obama painted a basketball court on the existing tennis court? I heard that was substantial. Oh, he did it with his own money so that he could shoot hoops instead of playing tennis? And you could still play tennis on it. He just drew lines on the tennis court? Okay, remember when the Trump fans were trying to say that Barack Obama, the ballroom is the same as Barack Obama painting lines on a tennis court so they can play basketball on the same court?
This case up, there's also a lot of questions as to if you halt construction, if this does end up being shut down, what happens to this now gaping hole that is outside of the White House? And will this have to be brought to Congress? Now, interestingly, a Bush appointee, this is actually, these judges were upholding a ruling from a Bush appointee, so I just want to make that clear since everyone seems to want to bring politics and who appointed who. This appointee actually addressed this idea of the gaping hole that you see right there. Says, while I take seriously the government's concerns for safety and security of the White House grounds and the president itself, the existence of a large hole beside the White House is, of course, a problem of the president's own making. So don't have any real concrete answers.
Yeah, I've got the jobs report on here
as to what is going to happen if this does, in fact, go to the Supreme Court, if they rule to shut down this project. One of the complaints that President Trump has made, and we've actually heard this from people on both sides of the issue, is why this wasn't brought to the attention, why this wasn't brought to the courts earlier before the construction begun. But obviously you see where we are now, and now we're waiting to see what that appeal to the Supreme Court and what the Supreme Court decides to do with this case moving forward.
The court is pausing its ruling for 2 weeks to give the president time to appeal to the Supreme Court, which is likely. During that time, construction on the ballroom can continue. Jamie can go, like, what?
I don't even know what.
They're doing it.
Right. So can we just start with Blanche? She's going to get a win. Ballroom is going to see this as a lose. This is going to trigger him, I think, more than the Blanche win. He cares about it. It is personal. It is construction. It is a vanity project. I don't know what the Supreme Court's going to do, but 2 weeks is not a long time. And let's say they stay with this lower court ruling, then we were discussing earlier what happens next. So he's going to have to get congressional approval. Like all construction projects you undertake, it will take twice as long.
That's right. I built restaurants, and they always take way longer. They cost a third to twice as much. They always cost more and take longer. And I guarantee you that this one is going to not be finished when he leaves office. It will not be done.
Delayed budget, all the things.
That's it.
To Jamie's point, and we were discussing this in the break earlier, I don't really understand, as you're saying, what happens, because there's a
It's a
massive hole in the ground. I
tree
was there when he was showing us the preview on the South Lawn of everything they're doing. I mean, the East Wing is completely gone.
demolished,
So
right.
if the Supreme Court does end up, staying the order, what happens? Like, it's kind of too late, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. As you, Jamie, just
No, I don't think it's an opinion. I think we can just look at it.
But
That's so dromosphere. That's exactly the problem. That is the dromosphere. Should we be doing this? It's already being done. Oh, shit, we're already doing it? Yeah, no one asked if we should do it. We're doing it. That's dromosphere. So by the time you try to ask, is this ethical? Is this legal? Is this the right thing to do? It's too late. That's exactly what she said. It's too late. Now you get exhausted. Even the people reporting the news are exhausted at this point about this stupid fucking ballroom. They're like, I don't know. Fuck, we're doing it. So, I mean, like, what are we supposed to do now? That's how it works. That's how the government screws you. Should we be doing this? It's being done. It's already, the fix is in. That's the way the data centers is. That's right. It's too late. Exactly. I said the same thing about the data centers. I said the same thing about all the new nuclear power plants going in. Should we be doing this? They're already approved. They're already building them. We're not going to talk about it? No, it's already happened. What are we going to talk about? It's already happening. It's too late. That's rape culture, bro. Ohio just got a new data center, a little data center win. Oh, that's kind of cool. We'll see a little win here, a little win there, but at the end of the day, you're fucked. And they're going to build nuclear power plants in order to keep them going. And then you're not going to be like, wait a second, does this new tech, this new technology, these new nuclear power plants, does this work? I thought we were going to do solar. Nope, we're doing nuclear because we need the surveillance centers. We need more surveillance centers and more concentration camps. Sorry, there's nothing we could do. It's already being done. Sorry, buddy.
It is clearly like in process. But Jamie makes a really good point. We're looking at it right now. I hear from people who are like, you guys care too much, or like people focus on this stuff too much. Like, it's not us. Like, listen to the president.
Look at the beautiful ballroom and military center. It's a military center, much more than we have a drone port on top.
Look at a drone board at the top of my beautiful ballroom. It's beautiful. We've always wanted a ballroom. They've wanted a ballroom for 100 years, and now they've wanted a drone port for 100 years. You fucking assholes.
This ballroom is your gift.
It's a gift. It's a gift from me and from incredible, successful companies and patriots, and they put up close to $400 million. And you see what's happening, and it's beautiful.
This ballroom is going to be something that's so beautiful for the city, so desperately needed by presidents.
And I think the thing that I always get stuck on with this is one, like, I don't really understand, like, the fixation on it, where like sometimes they'll just bring blueprints out and be like, hey, guess what? We're also bombing Iran. But when you look at like polling on this, you can take up the latest CNN SSRS poll, feeling about Trump's DC construction projects, of which there are many. Happy, 8%, satisfied, 9%, dissatisfied, or angry, 58% in total. It's like a midterm year. There's like some serious stuff going on.
I think this is a legacy issue for him. I don't think he's thinking about this impacting the midterms or Republicans. I think that he's trying to do everything he can when you look at the, quote unquote.
Look at this thing. Look at this ugly thing. This is what we need, right? We need a ballroom. Honestly, the ballroom is the least of... The thing about the ballroom, though, is that it's the cherry on top. The thing about the ballroom is that it's just one more from the already fucked up thing that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like he is breaking so many rules, so many laws, that by the time you realize it, it's too late. And he's not following the law. He doesn't care. He's circumventing Congress at every turn for everything. And the ballroom thing is like, oh, this too? Yes, this is the symbol of it all. You're supposed to get congressional approval before you start tearing down the East Wing. It's just the cherry on top. When people are like, well, we don't care about the ballroom. Well, it's not really about the ballroom. It's about the process of a president who's gone rogue, who doesn't believe in the rule of
Now
law.
to McDonald's, reporting slowing sales as it attempts to serve cost-conscious consumers have failed to meet expectations. Elizabeth Schulze is back with those details. Good morning again, Elizabeth.
Good morning again, Robin. McDonald's is warning about what it calls a challenging consumer environment. Sales at its U.S. restaurants from April through June grew at the slowest pace in more than a year. The fast food giant had rolled out this big slate of deals to try to attract diners who are frustrated with high prices. But McDonald's admitted
Is that AI? Is this real McDonald's? This doesn't look real. Nothing about this picture looks real. Is this real?
that some of those deals just fell flat. So, for example, it launched an under $3 menu in April. Only about 2/3 of its franchises actually end up offering the menu at suggested prices. McDonald's CEO says all the various promotions that it offered at the same time led to confusion for staff and for customers, adding that it is tough to break through when you have that many messages out there.
That's exactly right. What's Congress? LOL. Yeah, exactly. What's Congress? Congress is supposed to be the people who are representing us. The president doesn't represent us. And so the will of the people is being undermined by the president. And that's common, right? The president often undermines the will of the people, but it's so blatant and so horrific at this point that it's like, I think the ballroom matters because of that. I think the ballroom absolutely matters because of that.
We know that these fast food wars have gotten very heated with chains like Burger King, Wendy's, Subway, all offering competing deals. But worth noting, guys, a new
Like, if you eat at any of these places, you're a sucker. I'm sorry, you're a sucker. But also, I'd like to see a world with no McDonald's in it. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to see a world where there's no such thing as McDonald's? Wouldn't that be cool?
NORC poll that was out this week found that more than half of Americans have cut down on eating out in order to pay for other necessities, guys.
More than half. All right.
Big number.
All right. Big number indeed, Elizabeth. Thank you. Swami running for Ohio governor. Vivek, what's going on with these people?
Well, look, I think
William Talenti, yeah, he's going to have it, and he's not. I know you're not serious, right? He's going to have it, and it won't cost any tax dollars. It already costs tax dollars. He demolished something that was built by tax dollars, and the government is giving tax breaks to the corporations that all of a sudden have all this extra money lying around. Where do you think the money came from? It's our money. That's our money. Those are tax dollars. The money that they have is tax dollars. That's what they got there, buddy boy. That's what they got.
What's going on, Jesse, is in this country, you are seeing the spread of socialism at a scale that we have not seen in a generation. And I think this is really the dividing fork in the road for the future of our country. Do you believe in socialism, or do you believe in free enterprise? Do you believe in capitalism, the best known system to man?
The best known system to man. Really? Capitalism is the best known system to man. I love when they say that shit. Like, well, okay, well, that's a claim. How is it the best known system to man? Well, it's better. Do you have any evidence of this? Anything that you can point at and say that capitalism has given us, that has benefited us as humanity, as a species? Has capitalism benefited us in any way? It's just the best.
People up from poverty. That's the question. Now, do we have some housing affordability issues we need to address? Absolutely we do, including in my home state of Ohio. But the way we ought to do it is actually cut the regulations that get in the way.
Uncle alert. Ben, I'm an unk. I'm a chopped unk. Am I a chopped unk?
New home construction. That increases supply, brings down cost. Do we have high electric bills and energy costs? Of course we do. The right answer is, how do you do it? You produce more energy. Increase the supply by overcoming the regulations that stop us from getting there. Those are the true answers. But these folks, they're not strictly interested in solutions, Jesse. They're interested in complaining because their primary motivation is not to actually solve the problems of the people they claim to represent. It is to actually to envy and have grievance towards those who have achieved success.
Oh, yeah.
And the socialist worldview effectively rejects what the American dream was built on. On the socialist view, they believe that somebody else's success, be it a landlord, be it somebody else, they believe that somebody else's success takes away from your ability to succeed.
Don't you love that term, landlord? Yeah, the landlords are the good guys. That's why we call them landlords, because they're the good guys. That's why we call them landlords. Don't chop off their heads. They're the good guys.
The American dream is built on the idea that somebody else's success makes you more likely to succeed. And I think the choice for us on the Republican side, I think this is actually what's more important, is do we want to respond to this just by criticizing socialism, but by still apologizing for free enterprise ourselves? Or do we actually want to double down
I'm a knowledgeable unk
and embrace what made America great the first time, our system of free enterprise and our system of the rule of law? I think that's the way forward. And if we offer that alternative vision, that's what I'm going to do in Ohio. I'm confident that we can actually bring a lot of these people who are turning to socialism because they're disaffected, to actually bring them along by giving them a better life, which is what most ordinary voters actually want, unlike this new Democrat socialist elite that's imposing these views on the electorate.
I don't know if they want a better life.
They're the elite? I thought you just said that the landlords were the... What? I don't understand that. Wait, they're the elite, but they hate people who are successful?
Wait, so they're successful, but they hate people who are successful because they're jealous of but they're the elite. I'm confused. That was real circular reasoning there.
I think they want violence. They say they want violence. How do you counteract that?
Well, there's already violence, my friend.
Yeah, so I would draw a distinction here, Jesse, between the activist class and the loudest voices in the room, the squeaky wheel that seeks the grease, versus ordinary citizens who are in pursuit of a better life, but are turning to this because they're falling for the propaganda. So for that fringe activist group, I think we have to call out their moral incorrectness for what it is and draw a hard line and say that we in the United States of America are not built on grievance. We're not built on...
The best life ideology is Jesus. Well, that's great because Jesus was an anarchist dissident who was killed by the state. He was an activist. So, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, the best ideology is Jesus. Overthrow the government and ignore everything the government says and always be a dissident. Turn over the tables of the money changers.
New tonight, a father says he fears he'd be in prison if his young son didn't record his encounter with police. Stewart was charged with assault on a peace officer, a felony that could have put him away for years, but a jury acquitted him after the video was played in court.
They found that the evidence starkly contradicted what the officer said.
What, the cops lied?
My 12-year-old son
So we're going to put the cops in jail, right?
record, and we was able to get the truth out there.
The video, of course, doesn't capture the whole interaction. We wanted to know what in the world happened in the moments Huntsville police first arrived at his home. An answer we could have simply gotten with
Why were the cops in the house?
body camera video, but the police department will not give it up.
Why won't the cops give the body cam video? Why is it always the cops never want to give out the body cam? Why is that? Why even have a body cam? Why even have it if you're not going to give it? They won't release the body cam footage of the moments before the interaction. How strange. I wonder what it shows.
ABC 13's Luke Jones spoke with the man who was acquitted. He's live with what we were able to find out that wasn't on camera. Luke, what's going on?
Yeah, well, Stewart's attorney says this all got started when one of his neighbors called police because they thought they heard a young girl scream. Stewart
Yeah, it's funny that Antifa doesn't confront you for wearing an American flag t-shirt. That's right. I wear an American flag t-shirt. I got American flag sunglasses sometimes. I got an American flag hat.
Rams's 3 kids were home at the time. It says there was no domestic disturbance of any nature. And then what we see on the video, you see the police in his home attempting to handcuff him. You can see what some might term resisting, but you don't see him shoving the officer into the wall as the indictment accuses him of. We did ask police for body camera footage to get more context. Asked them both yesterday and again today. They declined, citing the 2 pending misdemeanor cases against him. So all we have to rely on at the moment is that cell phone video.
After a 17-month legal battle, last week a Walker County jury partially cleared Jafari Stewart's
17 months of this man's life was fucked
name. Not guilty of assault
by
on a
these
peace officer,
cops.
Not guilty of harassment of a public servant.
It was hardening because it was like my character, me as a person, me as a man, was being questioned. It was something I know I would never do to any human being.
It was a late night in March 2025. Stewart says he and his 3
Let's see
kids
what
had just
happened.
returned to their apartment.
Okay.
The 2 Huntsville police officers knocked on their door. This indictment says they were there to investigate a welfare concern regarding children.
We just got in the house. Like, what would you mean a domestic dispute?
Stewart claims the officers pushed past him when he wouldn't let them in.
What?
Police declined to release body.
What? They pushed past him when he wouldn't let the cops into his house. I think that there's an amendment there. Is that the 3rd or 4th amendment that says get the fuck out of my house?
Camera video, but when Stewart's 12-year-old son starts recording, you can see one officer attempting to place handcuffs on Stewart. Things escalate when an officer puts his hand on Stewart's neck, and Stewart jerks his shoulder.
It's technically an assault.
Mark Stevens is a retired Houston police detective. While he says the shoulder jerk could count as assault, that's not what the indictment accuses Stewart of. Police claimed he spat one officer and pushed him into a wall, neither of which
What?
we see on the 3-minute video clip we were given.
I don't like to call people liars, but fabrication, yes. Cover up.
What? No, why is this guy? This is how indoctrinated Americans are. I don't want to call the cops liars, but I just lost 17 months of my life and was proven not guilty because these cops are fucking liars.
Yes.
Responding to Stewart's shoulder movement, one of the officers begins pulling him, losing his balance in the process.
They're backing toward a wall, and the officer slips. And I think in the heat of the moment, the officer felt like he was probably up against a wall. Having been there many times myself, I get that.
That's not how jurors saw it. Swayed Stewart's attorney says in large part by the cell phone recording.
How helpful was the cell phone video given there were 2 body cameras off?
Well, it was vital. It was vital. The body cameras, both officers' body cameras fell off in the middle.
Oh, they fell off, did they?
This incident.
In a statement,
What
Walker
a-
County District Attorney
What a coinky-dink. And what happened before? Well, we're not going to release that.
Will Durham says body cameras recorded the entire time and that the cell phone video didn't contradict police. Stewart is still facing misdemeanor charges of resisting and failure to identify himself. Huntsville's assistant police chief declined to comment on the circumstances surrounding his arrest, but says any assertion the officers lied is false, adding, quote, "We stand behind our officers." Stewart says he generally does too.
I'm actually pro-cop.
At the time of his arrest, he says he was working as a prison
Oh, he wants to be a cop. That's why I don't want to call them liars, because I wish I was a cop.
corrections officer, and it just passed.
Fuck, bro. Yeah, dude. I don't want to call these cops liars because I wish I was a cop, but all they'll let me do is be a correctional facility guy. Ding dang, dude.
The civil service exam to join the Dallas Police Academy.
So that was actually like my goal is to become a cop.
A career choice that would have been impossible with 2 felony convictions on his record. With the felony cases behind him, he's now focused on fighting the misdemeanors. Relieved, but still overwhelmed.
It didn't happen to ask my 12-year-old son, who saved my life, to record it. It's just like, I don't wish that on nobody.
Luke Jones.
Damn. Another American, probably voted for Donald Trump too, and he loves cops. Loves cops. Can't imagine a world without him. What would we do without police? What would we do without the boys in blue? I want to be one. I can't call them liars. They did run into my home. Who called the cops on him? Good question. Good question. They said there was a domestic dispute. My guess is that they were in the wrong house. My guess is that they rushed past him because he was black, and he said, "Get the fuck out of my house." And they said, "I don't think so," and they rushed past him. He said they just got home, and the cops showed up a minute later saying that there was a domestic dispute. How could there? And he said, "How could there be a domestic dispute? We just got home." And they pushed past him. They heard a child screaming, yeah. Screaming, "Yay, ice cream!" Jesus.
Here we go.
He wants to be a cop. He wants to do the shooting, Blondie.
Oh, and I opened the freezer door, and it is stuffed, top to bottom, all the shelves on the door.
It was meat, a lot of meat, along with seafood and chicken. And the price tag for all of this was pretty meaty.
Seafood and chicken is also meat.
Well,
so what was the total?
In fact, it's not seafood, it's sea life. Sea life. They chop up little animals and they put them into, and sometimes big animals, and they put them into bags.
$9,154.
Ken and Trudy Hitchman say they never ordered this food and say they do not want it, but they do want their money back. And the story of how all this food got packed into their freezer is quite interesting. The couple says it starts when 2 men pulled into their driveway.
All these dead animals in their freezer is so disgusting.
A refrigerated truck, unannounced and uninvited.
They said your neighbor down the road said you have a big freezer in your garage.
Ken says he was home alone in the driveway at the time.
Why was my neighbor talking about my freezer?
I had the garage door open, and they just started unloading boxes of meat. This location.
Ken says he felt intimidated and outnumbered and told the 2 men he would not agree to buy anything without talking to his wife, who he thought had possession of their credit card. So he sent her a text.
And then when she called back and I put it on speaker and said that, "Oh, yeah, you have the card," then I totally lost control.
Ken says once the men heard that he actually had the credit card, they brought more boxes into the garage and
Americans aren't fooled. Americans are the easiest fools. They're the easiest suckers in the world. Donald Trump literally got on TV a couple days ago and was like, "Biden made everybody trans, which is why I have big flappy tits. I was halfway through the transition and I had to get rid of Biden. A trans for everyone. Trans for everyone." That was it. I started listening to YMCA. YMCA is my favorite song because of Biden. Biden made me trans gay. I didn't know what to do, so I got my flappy tits and started blowing guys. It was all Biden's fault that I did all those blowjob, all those boner bumps. It was all Biden's fault. It's all Biden's fault. I didn't want to do all those boner bumps, but then Biden made me do it because he made me trans. Everybody got trans. We all got transed.
Convinced him to pose for this picture before they started loading the freezer. He also says the dollar figure was never clear to him.
For some reason, I thought $2,500. But they said this, and then he came like a counter offer.
But after the men left and Trudy reviewed their credit card account, she says she found...
We literally watched a magger cry today because he voted for Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's Gestapo took his wife and put her in a concentration camp, and these maggers are crying. But she didn't do nothing wrong. He said he was only going after the bad Negroes and the bad brownies. I didn't know what to do. And he took my little Yasmina.
The Gestapo came for me.
2 charges to Champion Meats, totaling more
I
than
didn't do anything. When they came for the Jews, I didn't do anything because I wasn't Jewish. When they came for the labor unionists, I didn't do nothing because I wasn't a labor unionist. And when they came for the Mexicans, I didn't do nothing because I'm not a Mexican. And then when they came for me, there was no one to do anything about it because everybody had already been taken.
$9,100. She says she called Champion, demanding they remove the meat and give them a refund. A few days later, Champion Meats was back in the area and told the Hitchmans they were not getting a refund, and that's when the couple called police. East Hempfield police showed up, but tell News 8 they could only issue a verbal warning for violating an ordinance against soliciting. I reached out to Champion Meats, which is based in northern Maryland, and I spoke to a man named Jesse Petway, who is identified in Maryland state records as the operator of this business. He told me that he's aware of this incident. I then asked him about 15 to 20 questions about why this incident allegedly occurred the way it did. To every single question, he responded, no comment.
Wow. Sounds like Donald Trump, Anthony Fauci, and Kashia Patel. I plead the fifth. Sorry, I plead the fifth. The city's burned. What city burned down? You fucking morons are so easily duped that someone in LA lit a Waymo on fire, and y'all are like, the cities are all burning. All the cities are on fire. Oh, you crybaby maggers make me sick to my stomach, you poor little bitches. When they came for the gamers, there was nobody to speak up for me.
Added to News 8 also appears to include cancellation language, saying a customer must notify the company in writing of their intent to cancel. Trudy says she did, but her letter arrived a day late. Meanwhile, the couple is still hoping for some kind of a refund and have now installed this sign on one of their doors.
Buyer beware. I mean, it's just, don't be intimidated. Go in the house, close the door, call the police.
So, to protect yourself in a situation...
Call the police. They'll handle it for you. They might end up shooting you, but go ahead and call them. Go ahead and call the police, because you get duped pretty easily. If you're as dumb as we are and you're going to take a whole freezer full of $10,000 worth of dead animal parts, well, you better call the police, because you don't know what's going to happen. Oh, ding-dang-do. I wish I didn't do nothing wrong with that. Ding-dang-do, bang, 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 bong.
This morning, we are learning that the U.S. economy lost 23,000 jobs in July.
What? I thought the economy was the best ever. Donald Trump said it a couple days ago in Las Vegas that it was the best economy in the history of America. What do you mean? Unemployment's at 4%, 4.1%. It's perfect.
Rate also dropped to 4.1%. Our economy experts are here to break this down for us. We've got NBC News chief business correspondent Christine Romans, as well as Investopedia's editor-in-chief and chief business editor of People Inc., Caleb Silver. Good morning to both of you. We always love when you join us. Christine, I will start with you and just what this means. I mean, it's not what we were expecting. The forecast was to add 83,000 or so jobs rather than lose 23,000.
It's surprise weakness in the job market. And if you think over the last year, you got average job creation of about 34,000. So this is a reversal of what has already been a pretty lukewarm performance overall on average. And then you look at revisions here. The data scientists went back and they scrubbed these numbers and they actually revised down another 103,000. So that shows you a job market that's it's moving along sideways at best here. When we talk about the unemployment rate, you can see the gap in that chart there. That is because of a government shutdown when we didn't get the data.
So let's see, 2020, let's see, July, January, 21, 22. Okay, that's the pandemic, right? So July 2021, unemployment went down. Not bad, Donald. That was Joe. Wait a second, that was Joe Biden years. Went down, kind of went down. Okay, unemployment. Oh, ding dang do. Why is it broke? Oh, remember when he fired everybody and he didn't want unemployment numbers anymore? So there's a gap here. We're not really sure, but it looks like it's up under Donald Trump. He's elected here, and unemployment's been going up again, huh? I wonder if it'll get up to 2021 levels, like when Donald Trump was president in 2020. The unemployment was like almost 100%, right?
But the unemployment rate fell to 4.1%. And on its surface, that would be seen as good, a lower unemployment rate. It's because since January, people have been leaving the labor market. The labor force participation rate has been going down. So the jobless rate is down, but for a bad reason. People are dropping out of the labor market. Caleb, your reaction here to these numbers?
Yeah, all the things that she said, especially those revisions looking at May and June, it wasn't as if the job market was that strong. It was just much weaker than
expected that unemployment rate of 4.1% is important because it is a reflection of a much smaller labor force right now. More people leaving it and less people involved in a period. A lot of that also due to the immigration policies. So you have a weaker labor force here. You also have basically a low broiling economy right now that's growing at only 1.5%.
Also due to the fact that they're deporting people and everyone's afraid to go out and buy stuff because they're don't want to get deported. So a lot of people now aren't going to swap meets and buying shit because they're afraid because ICE is there, huh?
GDP. Now, people don't live inside GDP numbers. They live in the real world, which is higher inflation and slowing growth, and that equals potentially stagflation.
Christine, let's talk this through by industry. Break this down for us, biggest gains and losses. So we saw healthcare create jobs. That has been a consistent driver of the American economy and the American job market. Healthcare has been. So you saw some 22,000 jobs added there, but that is actually lower than the average. Leisure and hospitality, manufacturing, professional business services, pretty much there were job losses across the board here. I'm seeing broad-based job loss, or at least not robust job creation. And then healthcare is really the only bright spot there. These are numbers.
Healthcare's still going strong. Hey, people still dying. It's still going to be still the most expensive place to die.
Clear what happens going forward, but remember we've got renewed tariffs now.
You know, I hate to say this, but I'm so lucky that when my mom died, she just died, and I didn't have to pay to have her die. You know, like in America, so many people, they die slowly, and it costs all your money. You got to sell the house, and you're just paying and paying and paying and paying. And I'm so lucky. I hate to say that because it's a horrible thought, right? I'm sure lucky my mom died, right? But I am lucky the way she died, because I didn't have to sell everything in order to keep her, I don't know, dying peacefully, I guess, dying less painfully. Is that what we hope for? Dying less painfully? Is that why we pay so much money? Pain meds?
We have a war with Iran that has raised energy prices, which means a lot of companies are paying more to ship their goods and to just run their businesses. So it might be that they're pulling back a little bit on hiring because that's where they can save some money. Unclear where we go from here. I'll just say wages at 3.2%. So that means wage growth is slowing a little bit, and wages are now growing more slowly than the overall inflation number. So Savannah, that means purchasing power of your family, it's shrinking.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News
Don't
app.
forget. It's you have less money, but Donald Trump has more. He's still building
It's Piker's Party now. That's the focus of tonight's
Piker's Party. It's Piker's Party.
angle. At least far left progressive figures.
At least. Why does she talk? At least. I can't even get that. At least.
The early 2000s when I was doing radio, people like Michael Moore.
People like Michael Moore.
They were occasionally. With discernible talent. His slobby sweatshirt and baseball cap routine wasn't a costume. It's how the kid from Flint, Michigan dressed since high school. But Hassan Piker, the Democrats' new socialist surrogate, is a total phony. He's a Nepo baby who spends more time thinking about his wardrobe than his putrid rhetoric.
Really? He does? I think that Hassan Piker's kind of, I don't know. I think he might be a little bit of a, is he a phony? I used to have a crush on her. On Laura Ingraham?
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Okay, I'm pro stealing from big corporations because they steal quite a bit more from their own workers.
Empires never die quietly, and we must end the
They're obsessed with Hassan Piker.
American empire regardless. The fall of the USSR was one of the greatest catastrophes of the 20th century.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
And as for his apology for those 9/11 comments, simply not credible, given that his hatred for America runs through everything he says and does. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats, and especially candidates like Abdul al-Sayed, are now fellow travelers with a dork who loves all things communist. Watch how Piker oohed and
A dork?
when his Chinese fangirls gave him a copy of Chairman Mao's Little Red Book.
No problem, chat. Oh, no way! It's a small one.
It's the first version.
It's the first. Wait, this is really, really special. Thank you. That's crazy.
What's crazy is that this is how low the Democrats have sunk. Selling this socialist snake oil to college grads who thought a gender studies degree would get
I thought that we were cool with the Chinese. I thought Donald Trump loved the Chinese now.
him a good paying job. Now, Piker helps rock the vote in Ann Arbor, but repulses most Americans in regular working class neighborhoods because they still actually love their country, and they hate entitled brats like Piker who pretend to be oppressed. And if we're judged by the company we keep, how does al-Sayed, who campaigned in the home stretch with Piker, expect Michigan voters?
He's wearing, someone says his shoulder, but look, his shoulders actually end here. It's like he has, I don't know, his suits, he wears weird suits. I always think Hassan Piker's got a weird, I think he does it intentionally because he wants his shoulders, he looks maxing.
Not to think that they're just two birds of a socialist feather.
Look, I'll tell you this. I'm less focused on folks who are campaigning with me, more focused on the folks I'm campaigning to. And I think it's important to stay in touch with the folks who you want to elect you. For right now, I'm focused on winning my state.
Okay, nice sidestep, but the questions aren't going to go away. The Democrats invited the socialists into the tent, and now they're stuck with them. And as for the DSA itself, its turnout desires are by any means necessary. So if a guy encourages political violence, skates on the edge of that at least, and has a big social media following, well, they'll gladly look past his excesses.
Are you comfortable?
Wait a second. They weren't supposed to be free, right? The groceries that just happened, they just opened them. They opened 5, right? I think he opened 5 grocery stores that you can get 30% off on your groceries by going there. It's a pretty good deal. I don't know. I want to go. I want to try it out. I can't believe he's getting it done. I can't believe Zoran Mamdani's getting it done. He's getting it done. Padded shoulders. It just looks like his suits are cut weird. It doesn't look like Donald Trump has the shoulder pads that are like falling off of him like he's a football player or something. But Hassan Piker's always got weird suits on like they're cut here or something. I don't know. I think he just gets his I think he needs a new tailor.
With El Sayed having a close association with him, given some of his past statements, Piker has said America deserved 9/11. Are you comfortable with that association?
No, I am not. I think that's a dumb.
Yeah, they're terrified about poor people not being slaves, the slaves rising up. But we should also be terrified. I mean, social democrats, they usually get murdered, by the National Socialists. The National Socialists, the Nazis, always kill the Social Democrats and then outlaw their party. So it's a little worrisome. We'll see what happens here. Hassan Piker, maybe he'll be the next Charlie Kirk, maybe.
Statement. On the other hand, he has a whole lot of followers, and there's a lot of things that he's saying that are making sense to a lot of people. I think we have to get above cancel culture.
Okay, Bunny, cancel culture. Well, Tuesday's result was about
That
the
wasn't
best Republicans
bad.
could hope for.
Laura Ingraham, cancel culture. I like the way she impersonated him. That wasn't bad, Laura. Nice. That's my favorite
El Sayed
part.
didn't appeal to working class voters, and now his campaign reeks of Piker's socialist stench. And by November, all but the most radical in the electorate will see that El Sayed and his fellow hard left Dems, they're going to see them for what they've become. Part of a coalition committed to destroying America and teaming up with our enemies. And that's the angle.
The Democrat machine isn't dead yet. They're grabbing their guns, hopping on the saddle, and heading off to battle. Telling the New York Times, quote, "We're preparing for the next war that is coming." The machine raised $15 million to fight the commie insurgency. Now, the commies, they don't even need money. They fight just because they like the taste of blood. But the cash...
Communists fight because they like the taste of blood. Wait a second. Who started the war in Iran? Was that the communists? Was that the social Dems? Who started the war in Iran again? Because they like the taste of blood. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I like that. I think that's great. The local small businesses, like what, Harris Teeter and Kroger? Who are the local small businesses that you're talking about? The grocery stores? Those are local small businesses? I love how it's always the local small business. Yeah, that's who they're undercutting for sure. Yeah. Because all of these local... Man, I go to a food co-op not because it's cheaper, but because I do not want to support the goddamn supermarket conglomerates. There's like 3 or 4 families now that control almost all of our groceries on planet Earth. Not just in America. On planet Earth. So yeah, we need some state-run grocery stores for the necessities of life. In fact, most people think that the government should help with the flourishing of humanity and not just focus on the profits for the rich. Most people feel that way. Hate to tell you, that's why the Social Democrats will rise to power and then get murdered like they always do. Anyone that starts talking about the redistribution of wealth gets murdered. Ask Martin Luther King Jr. Ask Malcolm X. Ask Fred Hampton. Ask fucking JFK and RFK. They were both murdered too because they started talking about redistributing the wealth, man. As soon as you cut into profit, start talking about taking away the power from the powerful, you end up in a shallow grave right quick. Don't you worry, though. They might name a day after you. It'll be great. Socialists love the government. Well, I mean, a lot of people love the government. Donald Trump has made the executive branch and the government bigger than it's ever been, and yet, he calls himself anything but a socialist. But he's a national socialist. He thinks that the public should be only described as white Christian nationalists, and that.
and that blood and soil citizenship is the only thing that matters. And he thinks that those people should be benefited and nobody else. That's just National Socialism. That's just Nazi shit, man. And you got the Social Democrats, or now these days are calling them the Democratic Socialists. You got Democratic Socialists and National Socialists at it again. At it again. Just like it always is. Same as it ever was.
The case may be over, but the fight is not. We're hearing.
Oh, yeah, well, they'll do that too. Why kill them when you can buy them and gain influence? They'll do that too. That happens all the time. People like Cory Booker who get bought. I think that'll happen too. But you'll see that, like Cypher in The Matrix, he got bought by Mr. Smith, by Agent Smith. But some of them will get bought. But then they'll kill the ones that can't be bought, and they won't matter. They'll kill, incarcerate, buy off, and eventually make it illegal to say something bad about the government. You'll have full-on J.D. Vance crackdown on anybody who says anything about the government.
From the former Olympian accused of damaging the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool after a judge officially dismissed his felony vandalism charge.
Lionel Donovan is live along the reflecting pool this morning. Lionel, he's calling for an apology.
That is correct. But like you are saying, this fight is still going on because the fate of David Hearn and 3 others accused of destroying federal property is still up in the air this morning. In regards to David Hearn specifically, even though his charges were dismissed, they weren't dismissed with prejudice, which means they could be reintroduced in the future. Now, just as a catch-up, Hearn is accused of causing more than $1,000 worth of damage to the reflecting pool. However, prosecutors later filed documents showing the area that Hearn was accused of damaging already had proof of liner peeling before Hearn was...
Wait, so you're saying that they lied about him?
Even in the area. And
so then you're going to put Donald Trump in jail, right?
Hearn told CNN's Caitlin Collins it's time for accountability and an apology.
Do you want an apology?
Apology would be nice. It's hard to know what that apology might sound like from the people that have been pushing this so hard, and I don't know what that would sound like. It would be nice to get an apology.
Yeah, hold your breath. Donald Trump doesn't apologize. Sorry, Donald Trump doesn't apologize. You just gotta put that out of your mind. There's not gonna be an apology. That's over with. Sorry, buddy boy, that ain't gonna happen.
After several close primary contests, the winning candidates are now working to unite their parties and build support in the general election in November.
Elle Myers joins us from Lansing with a look at the work that's already getting underway.
Michigan Democratic Party Chair Curtis Hertel tells me the strategy heading into the general election is the idea of a big tent. That includes everybody.
We have a one-team campaign that has started before this, actually, already opening offices and hiring organizers across the state.
This week's primaries had some tight results. Abdul El Sayed beat out Haley Stevens, and in the fight for Congressional District 7, William Lawrence beat out moderate candidates Matt Mosdem and Bridget Brink. The challenge now for Democrats and Republicans, too, as we head towards the general election, is consolidating support for the candidates who won. Hertel tells me that work will start with boots on the ground.
People are going to go and talk and listen to voters about what they care about and deliver the message about what Democrats are fighting for.
After a contentious primary, Hertel says the party is looking to bring everyone together.
I also don't like to see people in labels. I think at the end of the day, what people want are fighters. People are going to go to Washington, D.C. and Lansing and fight for them and to make their lives better. And right now we're seeing all of that.
Hertel says the party has an all-of-the-above approach to get their message out. You can expect more door knocks, organizers wanting to hear from you, and rallies, one of which will take place in Detroit on Friday.
So our focus is really boots on the ground. But it's really important work, listening to voters, talking to them, and talking about what Democrats believe in.
Reporting in Lansing, I'm Elle Myers, CBS.
I don't know, man. It'd be crazy if Michigan swings the other way again. I'm excited about the Michigan shit that's happening. They're like hotbed, baby. Michigan ain't happy with what's happening in Washington, D.C. or Lansing. So it's going to be really exciting to see what happens next with them. I'm excited. Are you excited? You excited yet? November's right around the corner, baby doll. Hope you're registered to vote. I need to register to vote. I just moved. I got to register. This is it. I got to register, guys. It's time. I didn't realize that it's time for me to register to vote again. I got to get my DMV handled. And they don't call it DMV for here for some reason. They call it MVD, Motor Vehicles Department. And in California, we call it the Department of Motor Vehicles. What do they call it in your state? Do they call it Department of Motor Vehicles or Motor Vehicles Department? My whole life I said DMV, and now all of a sudden it's the MVD. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna learn. I gotta learn about my candidates. I've got to educate myself. I gotta register to vote, and I gotta meditate a little bit. BMV. What's BM? Oh, Bavarian Motor Works. Bring mich zum Werkstatt. I don't know. Later Bama looking to Alabama fella. What's Alabama fella? You call it Department of Motor Vehicles? DMV or MVD? What is BMV? Bureau? Is it Bureau of Motor Vehicles? Oh, Bureau of Motor. HSMV. Homeland Security Motor Vehicles? What's HSMV? Don't even know what that is. Anyway, I gotta go. I hope that you all have a beautiful day. I hope that you eat well, take care of yourself, get yourself some nourishment, and make sure you stay hydrated, okay? Make sure you question authority, and above all, don't let the bastards grind you down. I gotta get my shit together, man. I got to. I do, you're right. Highway safety and motor vehicles, wow. Never heard of that. I don't even know what state that would be in. That's crazy. It's DMV in California. MVD. HSMV. Highway safety. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I think you're amazing. Don't take any wooden nickels. And Godspeed, rebels. Godspeed, rebels. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.